welcome back to Total Disclosure. We got a very, very special one today. As you can see to my left or your right, Vito, Perfect Storm Gaming. What's the UFO channel called?
The UFO is it's just Vito, but it's Vito UFO 76.
Okay, that's super easy to remember.
Yeah.
Vito UFO 76. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the producer of TDP, Gene Sticko, over on the other side of the room. We have a fantastic show this weekend on Saturday, and it turned out that it all kind of aligned so that we could all be here. Vito drove up from where he lives, so we thought, shit, we're all together. Might as well do our Thursday live show in the same room.
Why not?
Right?
Why not?
So I think this is a really unique opportunity for us all to be, again, not maybe intimate's not the right word because you guys are gonna make fun of me, but
We're gonna get into
Hey,
last live show we had a weird thing happen. So
Yeah.
we had some
there's
little.
been a lot
ghost-
of weird things since the last show.
Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
definitely some strange shit going on.
There was
for
the
sure.
metal after, but
Yeah.
there's definitely some topics I want to get to today. I want to say thank you for both of you to be here or for being here today. And last time we were here, or last time we were together, we touched that metal. So I think a lot of people, at least on the show, I know you've been doing updates on spaces and stuff, but how are you?
Dude,
How you feeling?
Perfectly normal.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
did you see when I went to his house today? I go, bro, I'm hobbling because I wrenched my back coming up here, and this guy's doing fucking carts, kickstands, and rolling around. I'm like, are you serious? I've never seen him so mobile. I couldn't believe it.
yeah.
Right.
No,
So-
it's been, I've kind of gotten over the feeling of like waiting for the other shoe to drop and
When's it gonna go away?
yeah, it's always like this self-check thing,
Oh,
right?
I can imagine.
Because again, right, I've been so not totally immobile, but my mobility has been so limited
Right.
over the last 3 years that it's like I start going into I start with like 12-15 minute walks, just sort of around. We went sort of the big test, I guess you call it, was for our anniversary, the end of July. We went to the Gardner Museum in Boston, which was great, and we're over an hour walking around up and down the old stone steps of one of those old mansions.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like even it hurts me to do that kind of walking.
Yeah. So, it's like I kind of feel, and again, I'm retired anyway, right? So like I don't have a whole lot of places I go in general. And even at the peak of health, I wasn't, looking to run marathons or, I pretty much planned retirement was I was going to sit around on my ass and do whatever I wanted kind of thing. It's nice to do it now without the pain, right? Because
I don't want to get too caught up in this so much because I don't want to. I feel like we got a good thing going here. I don't want to jinx it. I
Yeah,
don't want the other
exactly.
shoe to drop,
Yeah.
right? But you don't. You had mentioned one thing to me, and I was like, could this be placebo?
I mean,
And does it matter?
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, the thing about it for me is, and I've described it to you, privately, and it's come up in spaces, right? Like, I never felt bad about what was happening to me, right? I never, when it started, and I was like, oh, okay, is it temporary? Is it permanent? What's this? Is it going to get progressive? And the doctors are like, oh, we've just got to monitor it. We've got to see. Because for the last 30 years, little by little things have happened, right? Like things have started going wrong, and we know a lot of it was attributed to toxic exposures, the Gulf War syndrome stuff.
Whatever the hell they injected you with back
Well,
then, yeah.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So it's one of those things like I've always just been, dealing with anyway. So the idea that it's like, okay, well now it's, affecting mobility and again, it's not like I had to be helped anywhere really, right? It was just sort of, if we're going somewhere long, I need to be in the chair. If, socializing, stuff like that. I can't stand and work a room. I got to roll around the room now.
Right.
Great. I'll deal with it.
People just get the hell out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
And,
great.
and like I said, for, the people who are, geez, that's good. Listen, I had a great fucking time getting there, right? If it was my time to get into it, I had a good time getting there.
I've
And-
actually, it's weird. It's even weird for me knowing you when I still see you in the wheelchair.
Right.
Like even when you are in the wheelchair, it's like whoa. It still takes me back.
Yeah.
I see you a lot.
Yeah.
Was my point. You're not in it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, especially now, I haven't even seen you
Not even with the
with
cane.
the cane.
Right, because I had the balance and some stability stuff too. So that's the whole thing, placebo effect.
So we touched some Montauk metal.
Right. So it's not. I wasn't seeking healing. Right. I wasn't one of these like, oh, I got to find a way to get healed. I got to find a way to get healed. Number one. Number two. He never claimed
That it would heal you.
that it had any powers or did it. He was just like, people hold this and they feel weird shit.
Really? So he didn't
That's
come
all
here.
he
So
said.
because I didn't get to watch the
No,
show.
no.
So he didn't come like, oh, touch this metal. It's the magic
No,
metal.
no, no.
Ookie dookie
He-
dookie. You know what I mean? Like
He
there was
gave
no
Ty
bullshit.
he gave Ty one piece.
Okay.
And was like, okay, tell me, do you feel anything, right? And he didn't even tell Ty what the piece was. And Ty's like, oh, I feel like some clarity. Oh, I feel something in my head. Oh, and he had like this, and he's explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not my thing, right? It's not like, again, not that I don't believe in it or I've never experienced it, and I don't put a whole lot of
Stock. into it.
stock in the whole thing.
Right.
But Ty's sitting there. Ty's like, oh my god, this and that. So I was just like, all right, well, Ty, I want to see, Like, well, give me a piece. Let me try it. If Ty's feeling, all this shit.
Oh, so you touched it first.
So it was almost a debunking thing. Then the guy gives me a different piece,
Okay.
and as soon as he handed it to me, I was like, oh, that's weird. It was like, yeah, I felt this energy, this heat, like this heat energy in my fingers.
Wow.
Also, now I know you don't watch the show, you piece of
I just didn't watch that episode, you dick.
Yeah,
piece of
that,
shit.
that's the one episode you didn't watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that one.
No.
And then I felt this tingling in my neck, right? And I'm like, oh, I feel this tingling, and he's like, yeah.
Sorry.
And then I just, and then they were like, I'll just sit with it. So I was like, all right. And I just kind of sat with it, handed it back to the guy, finished the show, right? So it's not like there was a wondrous moment. It wasn't until I was leaving and they were taping for the members section. And I was leaving only because it sort of became my routine. That
Yeah, I think
It's-
that's something to actually drill down on. You were leaving. You always leave before the members because your back and shit starts
'Cause I was-
hurting because you're sitting so long.
Right, because we spend, we're here 4 or 5 hours, right?
Right.
It's like a
Yeah.
full day. And, and it's a bit of up and down for me, adjusting cameras and shit like that. So my habit was, right, it was like by the time they finished, the main episode, it's like I feel like I did my job. So I'm going to take off. And it's normally I hobble downstairs, I get to the car, I get home, I hobble in, I get to the couch, and that's it. And so that's what happened. And it wasn't until I hit the bottom of the stairs where I realized like I had kind of bounced down the stairs. Right? It was kind of like normal. And then I yelled for time. And then I like went out, I like walked to the car and walked back. And I'm like self-checking myself. And that's when I yelled.
Dude, I thought something terrible happened. Me and
That's how I yelled.
we looked at each other and I go,
Oh,
like I probably mid-jumped out of the chair because I was like, dude, something bad happened. 'Cause
Right.
that's how he yelled, like something like guttural scream, and I was like, Jesus! I thought he like fell down the stairs, or I was gonna come out to a dead body, and I come out to him just like eyes glowing, and he's just like running up and down. the
I
fucking
grabbed him. I'm
driveway.
like, because I can see like he's looking into like he's looking for whatever this horrible thing was.
It's
that
attacking
was
you, right.
So
And I
terrible.
literally grabbed him. I'm like, dude, watch this. I'm like, watch me walk.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah,
It
you
was
sent the video in the group chat. I go, wait a minute, what the fuck happened? So to answer Mike's question, Mike just asked how many days
2
ago.
weeks. We're
This
going
was
on
2
2
weeks,
weeks
but it's
now.
the day after we did the weird ghost thing. It was the day
Yeah,
after the live.
yeah.
So it was Thursday, and it was the Friday then, right?
Well, because we had an episode.
Or the Saturday?
No. We had an episode on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
We moved the live Thursday show to Friday that
Yeah.
week.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we
Yeah.
moved the live show to Friday.
And the next day, you guys filmed.
The next day we filmed with Mike.
and we were.
That's when it happened. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were talking
And-
about the,
and
we were in the
this-
group chat. We were talking about the ghost thing, and then all of a sudden I get that video. I go, "What the fuck is going
and this
on?"
Mike, that was the guest. So he's never, I just meet him that, afternoon. We're going through all this, and so he doesn't get what's going, and we're explaining, and he's sitting there like,
Now he texts me like 3 times a week asking how Gene is.
yeah,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's like, because he's like invested in it. So what that metal was the Sage Radar Tower at Montauk, which is what the Stranger Things is based on.
Right.
And he tells me at first, he doesn't say anything. He just says, you see it right at the end of the episode. He has a yellow bag with him. And I kind of noticed him pulling out, but I'm getting toward the end of the episode. He hasn't done anything with it yet. And I go, all right, so start what's your plugs? And he's like, before we do that, I can't forget. And then he just goes, so I'm not really going to say anything much about it, but will you hold this? And I go, okay. And I kind of laughed it off. I grabbed the metal and he just kind of says to sit with it. And not 10 seconds in, I just feel this vibration through my chest start moving up the back of my spine, the base of my spine, up through the top of my head. And then you ever had one of those massager things?
Yeah.
It felt like something was it felt like I was connected to something that was invisible, like I had a visible tether to me, and then I was getting I was seeing clearly. And then as soon as that metal was out of my hands, boop, back to normal.
Really?
Yes.
So you didn't have any lasting
I didn't have
effects?
anything like him.
Did you touch the same thing he touched?
We touched the same metal, different pieces.
Wait, what do you mean? Like this?
Same structure.
From the same metal, yeah.
From the same
But
structure.
two different pieces.
2 different pieces.
Okay. And then you never touched his piece, and you
I never actually. That's a good one. Even though that
I
did
didn't
sound
touch yours,
funny.
you didn't touch mine.
No, we didn't touch it.
That's the after show, guys, on OnlyFans.
We never crossed streams.
Save that.
And
for
Gene's
the
barefoot and ready to go today too.
Save that for the members
Yeah.
only. No, we never actually did touch each other's other. There's no way to say it.
You guys
but-
did. You guys didn't dock.
No, yeah, we didn't touch tips. But Mike won't mail it. He will not put it in the mail.
Okay, that's what Whistling Mike just asked.
He asked me.
And then we have UAP GERB 2.0 in the chat, by the way. Hello. He wants you to be topless. I'm dead serious. Say no more.
No more.
Forget
So,
who you're asking.
we-
Damn, it's coming open.
The Sage Radar Tower ran every frequency from
I'll
Montauk.
give it a little while. We'll just start with that.
No, we'll make it rip it off you.
It's like
Got the camera on me? Am I on there? What's up?
ev-
Zoom in.
What's up, UAP GERB 2.0?
every
Looking at you.
every sequence of frequencies that ran through Montauk ran through that radar, ran through that metal that we touched. So is it some residual? Does it have its own? Because everything. The reason my hand doesn't go through this fan is because we're vibrating at the same frequency.
Correct, if
So
you're vibrating at a different-
my theory is that has a different resonant frequency.
And here's the other thing, again, sort of on the placebo effect stuff, right? My limits of knowledge of Montauk is that the series Dark and Stranger Things are based on it loosely.
Legitimately.
Whatever,
Lyme
right?
disease comes from there.
So-
for real.
What I'm saying is, that's all I know about it. So even after this happened, I was on X and in Spaces, and I know like Eric Hecker knows a lot about. I'm like, somebody needs to explain to me
Right.
what this thing is. What this, so this is the satellite thing at Camp Hero. What does that mean?
Who the
What
fuck
went
knows what that
through
thing
it?
was getting?
That-
What they were using it for? Portals? You don't know. Listen,
no idea.
if it's in the show, it's probably been tried in
So
some way,
that's
shape,
what I'm
or
saying,
form.
though, when people are like, well, placebo effect, you knew it was a Montauk. But
No,
again,
we
I
didn't.
don't
It should have worn off by now.
I don't know all of that history to be affected by it, right? It's like, if it's like I could hand you a sacred stone from the Hill of Crosses in Lithuania that is very, to me, like, oh my, I got this at the Hill of Crosses. You have to hold, like, you don't have a connection to that or
No.
knowledge of it or, the history or something like that. So
Not likely.
you're going to be like, well, that's a beautiful rock. Thank you.
Yeah.
I see it's special to you.
Yeah, and like take into consideration that we are going through this at the same time. I'm not affecting his. Like it's all still new to me at the same. It's new to both of us at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not influencing each other's decisions. So I just wanted to ask and bring it up how you're feeling. Sounds like you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I feel, again, perfectly normal. It is normal in the sense it's the absence of
can't
chronic,
explain it.
Well,
chronic.
Let me
the
ask you a
chronic
question.
pain.
Did you bring your wheelchair or your cane today?
They're actually both still in the back of my car.
Okay, so you did bring them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
because I was gonna say, like, you're so confident with this shit that you're literally walking around without it. Like, that's
So the
balls.
only-
That's nuts.
The only
To me.
difference, so the wheelchair is always there, right? It's a power chair.
Yeah.
I keep it plugged in, to the Jeep, and
Fucking thing, 300 pounds.
yeah, it's 60 pounds. That's all it is.
It's so heavy.
It's just oddly shaped. But you guys have been in the car with me, right? I always have the cane in the passenger seat,
Right.
so I can
Whacking people with
getting
it,
in. You're right, getting in and out or throwing it at trucks, whatever.
smacking kids. With it.
That I put in the back, so it's like.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I showed up to your house. Like I said, I'm hobbling because I twinged my back driving up here, and then
Yeah.
you're like walking around
And
like
that's
a
what I said. Outside of
25-year-old man. I'm like, fuck
those
you.
first couple of days, the main
Risky.
sensation was like I felt like I needed to stretch a lot, right? And that was like number one thing. I'm like, like I've never
Like your
done
muscles
that.
were like
Yeah,
back to like.
yeah. And
healing.
then after walking 10, 15 minutes or whatever,
Ooh, this is perfect.
I would get sore in the sense of like I just finished a workout, right? So I had like aches but they were gone.
Yeah, because you haven't used those
Right,
muscles
lay
in
down
5,
for an
6
hour,
years.
Whatever, it goes away. Same thing, like I know there's arthritis in, my hip.
Oh yeah.
So, every now and then that kind of reminds me that it's there. But, as you
Normal.
as you guys have seen, it's been generally any significant movement, amount of time on my feet,
you need help,
becomes-
assistance.
yeah, it becomes debilitating.
So, I gotta ask you guys this: has everyone seen the stuff with UAP GERB and Ross Coulthart?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't have time to watch anything. Like I legit, it's not because I didn't want to. I've been following it on Twitter, but when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, no offense to anybody. If it doesn't have to do with disclosure, whistleblower, amnesty, or aliens and UFOs, I don't really care about it
How could you say that's not about UFOs?
because it's drama bullshit. It's these two guys with a pissing contest. One, you know what I mean? That's how I see it.
Okay.
I'm
No,
this
fair
and
enough.
I'm that. It's like, dude,
Fair enough.
it has nothing to do with disclosure. Cut it out
It is noise.
and get along. Yeah, it's bullshit.
But okay.
Just get along or
But
shut
GERB
the
is
fuck up.
saying that. So what is that? What is he saying about Elizondo? He's saying that Elizondo is essentially a legacy program,
Okay.
and we can get into what we can
Yeah.
get. I know where you want to go with this.
Well, and he's even saying
he's a node of
I
the
wouldn't
legacy
even say it's
program.
that Gerb saying people have told him.
Right. But let me ask you guys a question. Would that surprise either of you if it comes out that Lou Elizondo did have connections to the legacy? He's never denied it. He's just said, I can't say that. I can't answer that question unless it's in a skiff.
Well, that's
He's
what
never
I was
said
gonna
I'm
follow
not.
up with because he did an interview with this Vinny from Disclosure Team, a friend of mine.
Yeah, Vinny Jones.
Yes, Vinny's amazing.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
cool.
Vinny.
I got him on Facebook.
Where Elizondo comes back at GERB. So, and the reason I bring this up is, you're right, it is drama. But the reason I bring it up is because Elizondo took time to respond to it.
For sure.
Which is different, right?
Right.
Because now you got Coulthart involved. Coulthart's a big name now.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, and Coulthard had previously
Been friends.
He sort of started the thing talking
So
about
you
James
see what I'm
Clapper
going
and
at?
Lou Elizondo.
There's a fracture that's beginning. And it's been happening for a long time.
Well, supposedly between Grush and Elizondo, and then this one and that one.
Well,
and
it
I think
seems
it's,
like
it's
it
all
seems
stupid.
like it. It seems like there is a very much of a divide between the officials that are in the community and then the podcaster, researcher, investigator side.
Right.
Where it's like they used to idolize guys like that, and now for me, it kind of feels like, did Elizondo say something to one of these guys, and they're just like they're like, the story's worth more than the relationship? Because I've heard some stuff that Elizondo said off the record. I haven't heard it in public yet, but I feel like it's coming.
But is it story or is it truth? And these guys are just telling the truth.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
know.
curious
See,
about.
that's the thing. Is like, how much do you trust Gerb? How much? Why isn't Jesse Michaels weighing in on it when he's doing interviews with Dylan Borland?
Why
and
isn't
other
Borland?
whistleblowers?
Why isn't Borland weighing in on it? And he likes them both.
Right. So
So
where?
that's what I don't. And that's the other thing too. Borland's big. Okay, Borland's a huge fan of Dave. He's a huge fan of Elizondo, and he's a huge fan of Gerb. He said it, but so like, then he stays in the middle. So like, where does that leave him? And like, it doesn't make logistical sense
It's
to
funny
have this going on. It's
funny to
unnecessary.
listen to you two go through it because you're almost at the answers. You're just not
Talking ourselves through it. Yeah.
right. You're talking yourselves through it, and you're on your way there.
No, but what I'm saying is this: with all that we have going on right now, you have actual disclosure happening, which is what's happening in my opinion. You've got Dr. Phil being walked out to basically break it to the everyday idiot, so they don't kill themselves and housewives. That's the truth. That's how I see it. And how people can't see this, he is the soft, the bubble, the buffer. So that way, when this shit starts getting real and weird, I'm Dr. Phil, and I'm going to explain it. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. He's the guy they're bringing out to
Now.
slow walk it. There you go.
Now,
To slow walk it.
think about the timing of that, and think about
And then you've got all these trances that are being released. I think disclosure's coming and you can't stop it. And I think what they're doing is confusing and stupid.
But think about the timing, okay? And think about the timing of this issue raising.
2017 gets
Right.
real hot.
Not even that. I'm just saying right now that
If this
we're
matters.
starting to
you
see,
good.
we're seeing this movement, right? Which is essentially being driven by the executive branch, right? And you're seeing the Dr. Phil come forward, and who wasn't
It was
somebody?
Dr. Phil and
You got your Neil
Tyson.
Yeah,
Right,
the guy's
right.
like, come
So
on,
you've
get out
got-
of here.
You've
Fucking
got
guy.
this
Well,
now.
now you got mainstream science, and you have the
Yeah, but here's
So
my
hold
that's
on, let me finish,
bandwagon.
Vito. Hold on, because we're there.
guy's
I'm,
Tyson
I'm
Harris,
Dr. Philin you on this. Dr. Philin.
Catch me outside. How about that?
That's that.
that was good.
So we've got
Dr. Phil and you.
we've got this movement of the Pursue, the Scientific Advisory Council, and Avi Loeb jumping in. The discussion. You've got the movement, the resignation of Tulsi Gabbard, and a new ODNI that's starting. But you had
Yeah,
somebody in there.
Yeah, new dog, same old tricks.
Right.
Fuck
So
out of here
you
with
had
that.
somebody else in there. You've got the executive branch, being Trump, let's say, bringing Dr. Phil in to this net.
And Bigelow.
So you're answering your own question because all of these guys were a cohesive unit, seemingly, until movement started that started bringing in new people and new figures. And when those new people and new figures start entering the picture, everybody starts feeling a little bit more insecure
Oh, yeah,
about
okay.
Place.
about their own position. Stephen Greer,
I
right?
briefed the president
Hold
once.
on.
So-
That's actually a good example.
okay? So everybody starts getting a little bit more insecurity about what they mean and their importance to the issue.
Right.
Then you add
What about meism? I get
this
it.
idea
I get where you're
of we're going to they're doing the NDA process now, and there's a path through Arrow, and there's a path through Pursue, and there's the UAP czar. Now it's like there's a prize. to be.
Okay, so they're fighting over
There's a
who's going to be
prize
the
to be
guy.
had.
I get it. I get it.
There,
Let's put your egos. That's what I mean. That's right. It's stupid. Put your egos aside. Enough.
and
It's not
and they
about you. It's
can't-
about the movement and about the people. That's how I see it.
That's how you see it. That's
But
how
I
the
know.
public-
I get. That's how
That's
they
how
see
the
it. I
public
get
wants it to be.
it. Right.
They're, disclosure is a means to to an end for them, and that end is not disclosure in the people who are much more still connected to the institutions and whose see their responsibilities still to the institutions and helping them manage disclosure, as opposed to the other side, which is much more commercially motivated, and they are looking for enough disclosure to democratize the financial rewards that are available, and kind of being
Sole source contract.
No, I-
right now it's
I get it.
right
Yeah,
now it's
believe me,
this
they're-
small group. They've seen the opportunity for, this can be much bigger, but some of the secrecy
no
has to be broken
Pe-
down.
pe-
No
people are going to be
offense.
rich instantly when this shit comes out with what it is that we've got. I get it. I get it entirely. But the problem is this. It's not. It's like the egos have to stop. Because okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Elizondo must have done some shit. And I'm not allegedly. And this is what I'm assuming, based off of the shit that everyone says or rumors, etc., about what he did in his past. He must have been into some really fucking dark shit that he was doing, and that's why guys like Grush don't want him being the face of it. That's what.
the UFO
No.
czar is not the first czar he's been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he's torture
again,
czar, and I know
again-
he's done some dark shit.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly. And this is what I'm saying. And if I use common sense and assume that he has done these things, just like I'm going to use common sense and assume that he is a part of the legacy program or was at some point a part of crash retrievals, etc., in some way, shape, or form, which is what I believe that he was. I think that's why Dave Grush don't want him being the UAP czar
I
because of-
disagree. You don't need a. I mean, I think you're putting too much value on the moral imperatives, or the morality of any of these guys. That they care, particularly if they've been in the military.
But I
and-
don't see
and
Grush's-
stuff like that.
Why is
what
there always a
what
book
they're
or a
upset
company?
about, what they're
Wait,
upset
okay.
about is the power. An organization like that, and I would think that Vanguard is very much heading in a similar direction, but is going to be more specific to the UAP issue.
Yes.
First and foremost, they're things like legal assistance. Yeah,
The
Home
what is
security.
what is it called with the medical? I forget. What is the medical when they're harmed medically? They're
right. So
I forget what they call it.
Getting those benefits. and
IHU or
support
I forget what the
whatever it
acronym is. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Right. So they're
No, that-
they're looking at a structure that supports those basic fundamentals.
Lawyer,
And
legal
again-
fees, stuff like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it becomes that it's they're looking for it to be some sort of a supplement to unemployment insurance, but I would imagine the responsible thing to do is have some sort of program that matches people.
The pyramid and the hieroglyph,
Yeah.
which is classified, which is a wild thing.
Yeah.
I agree. To classify, if it is classified, that's crazy. You just gave your hand up by doing something like that.
Yeah, and that's how you know it's to be true. Yeah.
But so
There was
that
four.
clears Dylan to just talk about it all.
No, there was rumored to be four. They lied allegedly. They lied to Jeremy Corbell and said there was 4 drawings that Dylan made, not 3. 4. There wasn't 4. They said he drew a sensor system, and that was the thing to try and entrap Jeremy Corbell to trick him into saying whether or not Dylan did it. Like, we know he did it. We know blah blah blah. This is the 4th thing. Dylan never drew 4 allegedly, according to him.
And
He
he
never
kept-
drew. He never
keeps all
drew.
his records
He's like, I wouldn't
going.
even know how to draw a fucking sensor system. How do you even draw that? He drew a pyramid. That the pyramid. The freaking. I'm assuming he drew today that he was big on those message boards or whatever.
Yeah.
That they were all talking in. This was supposedly like one of the biggest growing message boards that there is. Was the UFO, the weird one, which is what Logan said. He'll probably talk about it
Yeah.
during your interview. Yeah, and that's what he was saying is Dylan was involved in that stuff. So I assume, and I'm gonna think that Dylan was contracting with something. Now, I don't think that he was a part of the UAP task force. I don't think that at all. But I think he supported them in some way, shape, or
Right.
form.
No, he still had a job that had to do with the
Yes.
image or
Yeah, well, no, with these briefs, these freaking trances.
Well, right. We're just not seeing the. Well, you're not seeing the.
You're not
evidence
seeing the
of
meat.
it.
You're not seeing the meat and potatoes.
Right.
And like Logan said, that the little 20, 30-second clips, them shits are 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the guy watching it, and that's also what I think. I think Dylan was also one of those people monitoring platforms,
Yeah.
watching for this shit.
Right.
And he'd probably hit up Logan and go, "Yo, check camera, blah blah blah."
Right.
And this is what I'm assuming. This is all allegedly. I haven't been told any of this. I'm not revealing. This is what I'm assuming, and I'm basing this off of conversations or things that not conversation I've had, but things that I've seen or things that he said with that interview. That interview I listened to it almost twice today. It was outstanding.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You haven't heard it yet?
No, because again, I'm coming at the issue from an entirely different perspective.
I know you're looking at it different. You're like, you're not a skeptic, but you look at. I'm more of, oh my god, I'm more of a believer because of the shit that I've.
Right, and that's what I believe 100%. Right, but I sort of imposed a little bit of self-discipline and self-restriction.
Well, you look at it from what you did, from what you did for profession. I get it.
Right, exactly. You know,
And I'm looking at it from an experiencer who's
right. They've, the.
Here, did I miss this?
Give me a name.
Oh, you're saying, oh, General, really?
Give me a name.
Elizondo.
Yes.
Damn.
Give me an.
Jesse Michaels.
I mean, useful idiot in the.
Do you think they have handlers?
Yes.
Whether it's through.
They
'Cause-
who you
'cause
think like the big podcasters have handlers? Really? You
Here's
think
what
so?
I think. I actually don't. So even if Peter Thiel has a handler, I would consider Jesse controlled
So
at that point,
here's
right?
Here's the thing about.
But I'm not
that.
saying that that's true. I'm just
Right.
saying, like, if Gene was a CIA agent, you would consider me compromised, right? If I'm compromised, she's compromised by happenstance.
Wasn't he?
Oh, Gene, are you fucking
No.
red teaming me?
What I'm saying is this.
Wait, am
and-
I
and-
handled?
No, you're not. You're fine.
They put the wrong handler on the both of us. I tell you
What
that.
the
You know what I'm
fuck?
saying? Like
I
they put him on us.
Just-
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know. How demoted did I
Holy
get, right?
shit, boy! Do you guys pick the wrong guy?
No.
Fucking, we're all going rogue.
And this
I'm the most rebellious motherfucker there is. You put him
handler,
on me?
handler is probably the wrong word, in the sense that people will think about it that there's, somebody in a suit,
That
sitting
shows
there.
up once a month.
Right, that shows up once a month and things like that. For all of this, for all of the different factions, let's call them, right? You do not need conspiracy. You do not need collaboration. You do not need intent, right? What is the machinery behind the operation are the incentives.
Interesting.
And each faction's incentives are aligned so that no one of them, that for any one of them to try and disrupt another's incentives hurts their own incentive.
Naturally.
So they all have a degree of cooperation for self-preservation that's happening.
Naturally, yeah.
And somebody like me as an individual, somebody like, even potentially you guys and others who your incentives are much different.
Yeah.
And your incentives are not necessarily aligned with theirs. So you're not a threat. Right? You're
Makes
not
sense.
something that needs to be managed. Not necessarily something that could be managed. Right? There has to be a mechanism. There has to be a motivation. And we used to, the old term for it They used to call it MICE, was the acronym. That when you wanted to recruit an asset, you use this acronym to the MICE acronym to figure out
What's
what
what's it stand
motivated.
for?
So,
Motivation.
money,
Oh, okay.
ideology,
Oh, okay.
whether they are compromised or corruptible, or whether they can be extorted.
Right.
God damn.
Dying family member.
Fucking CIA spook
Right.
motherfucker, bro.
Now
So
it's
if
called.
your wife's dying, if your wife's dying and you have no money,
Oh yeah, that's
they,
it.
Right.
you push
That's
that
the easy.
switch
Yeah, that's the
easy.
easiest.
Last, so, but that's the approach, right? Now, once they get in there, and they're like, and they start getting to know you over coffee, and they're like, "Geez, Ty, I'm sorry to hear about your wife," and you're like, "I can't fucking wait until she goes." My God, da 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 da. Well, now they're gonna be like, "Oh, we can't use that."
He's a psychopath.
They're,
He's a narcissist.
no, it's just that them offering for to help
Oh,
your
right,
wife
right,
get the
right.
world's
Even more
best medical
basic.
care
Right,
is like that's
That
off
doesn't
the,
work.
now that's off the table.
right.
Now they got to figure out what what else it is. They're like, oh well, Ty, it's because she got a big insurance policy. You're like, no, bitch, don't have nothing. I'm gonna go into the hole when I bury her, but I'm just gonna be glad to get rid of her and da 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 da. Okay, so money isn't a motivation for you necessarily, right?
Right.
Or if they're like, well, are you going to need some help getting that? No, I'm fine. So that might not be it. So now they got to try and find, another angle.
Right.
Right. And then you're like, they're like, well, what are you going to do when you go? And you're like, oh, I'm going to, my thing is I like to, dress up like an animal and, snuggle, other people. What is it? The furries, like furries. That's my thing. Da 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 da.
He did not pull this out randomly, people.
Yeah,
I've seen the costumes.
right. But what I'm saying is, then then they're going to be like, oh, is that something? Well, I keep it quiet. Boom. Now
There you
they
go.
know. Now they've got something to
Back on the
compromise
board,
you with.
baby.
And he's going to be like, well, you know what? I'm into that too. Let's, and they're going to get you photos. And shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying it's a process. So, in the way of any of these figures, right? And if you think about, again, just look at behaviors, right? Look at the behaviors. Look at what's going on with them and this and that.
Okay. To a core question. Do you think Elizondo is a linchpin between the government, the military, and the population right now?
What do you
Do
mean?
you think that he is out to control the valve?
To control the information?
I don't think he's
control
out
the
to,
water
I
valve.
don't think he's out to control the valve. I think he has positioned himself as the best answer for the government to manage
The whole-
what needs to be managed.
Because that's where I'm getting a little bit bogged down is like, if Elizondo is saying he's for disclosure, he's just he left his job in government to finish the mission. And the mission, if the mission is disclosure, why is he always reverting back to,
Well,
I still
because the
have-
mission can't be disclosure,
It can't be, right?
right? Because if the government's mission was disclosure, then
It
you
would-
would
it
have
would-
had disclosure.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
The
It's a conundrum.
government's mission is to control disclosure.
Right.
But he left government only, but now he still works in government. He openly admits this. So did he leave government or did he leave government?
Well, he didn't. If he openly admits it, then he didn't leave.
Because he's always like, oh, I still maintain a clearance.
Right.
I
He's
contract."
maintaining
Right,
a
so
clearance.
this-
The guy's
so
still
that's-
employed.
Right. So that's a good.
He's
you
still
know,
employed.
Right. That's a good thing to talk through. So, who gets to do that? When you end your service with the government, your clearance ends that day.
It goes
as well.
bye-bye. Yeah, it doesn't stick
Right?
around.
That even goes for presidents.
It doesn't stick around just because you've been in a skiff.
Right.
Like,
The
it
day-
just doesn't.
The day your employment ends, your clearance ends. Now, like for a president, the executive office of the president continues to sponsor a clearance for you
yeah.
because you were the president, right? It's a courtesy. Clapper, the former intelligence officials, former secretaries, they allow them that privilege so that they can still, in their new civilian roles and speaking, be informed.
Like an
Now,
advisory kind of.
right, they don't get the same level of briefing that they got before. They don't, they can't walk in and open files and
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's
Speaking of Clapper,
there,
put a pin in that
yeah,
one.
there's guide rails around all of this.
I was going to ask you, do you?
So for a normal person, right, who isn't a flag officer, a secretary, an official capacity, it ends. Okay.
There's no limbo period
No, there's
before
no limbo.
or after.
No, I'd say
The
you're
second,
done.
that
So
second,
once
it's done. That
Okay.
second.
so you every time you get a new job with the United States government or military, you need to reapply and be responsored for your. They need to sponsor that clearance.
So, the investigation,
Mike in
for
the chat's
whatever
great.
level of clearance that you, what is it?
Mike in the chat's cracking me up.
Oh.
Sorry.
Whatever level of clearance it is that you hold, each one has a different requirement for how often it needs to be refreshed. That you need to go through the investigation again.
I was
And
gonna
what
say,
your
And
clearance
stop
is,
process.
level is,
So,
and all that stuff.
As
right?
far
Yeah.
as as I remember, back in the day, it was like 5 years for, or I'm sorry, 10 years for a secret clearance, 5 years for a top secret clearance, and then other area, the top secret, Yankee White, TSSCI, all of those might have additional, annual requirements
right.
on certain aspects of things that usually requires financial disclosures and shit like that or whatnot.
Right.
So when you leave service, if you just had one done 3 years ago, right, and you leave service after 3 years and you have a top secret clearance, that investigation is still good for 7 years. Okay?
Okay.
Now, you go get a job in a contract with a contractor company, or another part of government picks you up, then they have to sponsor your clearance. That's when they go into the system. They have to pull your clearance into their organization,
Okay.
and then they have to monitor whatever it is that needs to be monitored
Okay.
that goes along with that clearance.
Now say I have a top secret, whatever clearance, right? The top one, like above top secret.
Like you
the
can see
serious
you can see UFOs basically.
Yeah, yeah. And I leave government.
Right.
I go to Lockheed Martin,
Your contractor.
and they're cleared. Because how they're always like,
Right.
unless you have the clearance, I can't say it to
Right.
you. What is that a blanket thing? Like if I leave and I get re-cleared with Lockheed, can I talk to a Lockheed employee about what I learned in government?
No,
That's still off limits.
Yeah.
because again, then it's
'Cause it's
need
different.
to know.
So then why does it?
So this is that, and which you've heard, need to know, right? This is where, again, you can sometimes
You get what I'm saying?
separate the cream from the chaff,
Yeah,
right?
wheat from the shaft.
Wheat from the chaff. In these discussions, because you have a TSSCI clearance, because you can access a database, you do not have the right to look at anything that's in there.
See, I think this is a big misconception,
It's a huge
and
misconception.
this is why I bring it up. I'm trying to be a layman here. I know some of these answers, but
Right.
because I think people think like, oh shit, you have top secret clearance. You can just walk into any room and be like,
No.
I'm
Well,
top
that's why
secret
when
cleared.
Matt Brown found that folder of shit, it wasn't supposed to be where it was. Like he was like, this is not supposed to be
Right.
here. And I also think that Matt Brown was doing another job than what he could say that he
but there
was.
are servers that there
So
are.
so for instance,
Yeah.
when I worked security at headquarters, U.S. Air Forces Europe, right, and I used to have to escort the cleaners
Oh god.
into the general's office, right? This is the commander of U.S. Air Forces Europe, commander Allied Air, not just commander in chief, the SINC, it's called.
so you have to
Commander in
accompany
Chief,
them into
Right,
the office.
commander in chief Allied, commander in chief U.S. Air Forces Europe, Allied Air Forces Central Europe, and on his desk because he might be at a meeting, he might be whatever.
Could be anything.
His office itself is basically a skiff,
Right. Yeah.
right? And so there's document with a cover, cosmic top secret, top secret,
Majestic.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because I have a clearance, I can't just be like, oh, what's that? I have the clearance. I can look at it.
Dear diary. Just writing in his diary.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he turned it like to 6-page and draw big penis.
Yeah, I have the clearance.
Sorry.
But you don't have the authority or the
I
need
don't
to
have a
know.
need to know.
Okay.
I
Yes,
can't
immaculate
just look
constellation.
at it because it's there and it might be interesting.
So the act of reading one in is that is where you get the authorities
So
being read into.
right. So So I have. Well, let's finish on the
Yeah. Sorry.
civilian aspects of this. So myself and my roles
Yes.
that I had, right? So I was inside these oil companies. My clearance had to be still sponsored by a government agency.
Oh.
Because the government wanted me to have information that they wanted me to be aware of to guide the decisions that
Of
were being
those.
made.
For the oil company, right?
Right. And so, but at some point we're like, but this is something I really need this guy to know, so can we get him a clearance or can we get him read in? And then they would read him in for this very specific thing.
Need to know base.
In the same way, there were things where, depending on the agency or even a foreign government would want to read
shit.
me in to something
Interesting, right?
that was important and relevant to the work that I was doing. And then they had other systems. They had a lot of public private sector, public being government, public private sector working groups, coordinating committees, things like that. When there were moments where somebody in government would call the office phone or send an email and be like, can you get to a skiff? Can you get to a secure line? And I would have to call like the FBI, the local FBI office,
Really?
and identify myself. And I mean, most of the times it was where I was working anyway, so I already knew them. I'd be like, so and so needs me to call them. I need to use the secure line. You go in. Back then it was with the key and shit. You turn the key in and it encrypts.
Feels
And,
James Bondy.
yeah, but it's like, so those are the types of relationships that are
Okay.
therefore established. So the idea that I got mad about what's happening in my job and I left government and I am going to become a citizen and I am going to advocate for this thing as a private citizen, right? They like that. Is that what they want more of? Is that what they're looking for?
Get a nice.
So-
I can make a nice gif.
I just look at the camera. Look, that's what I see. How do I not laugh at that? How do I not laugh at that, bro?
Clip that.
So
Clip-
the
someone
idea,
clip
so
that.
again, the idea, all right, there's this huge government secret that needs to be brought to the public. I'm the guy who's going to bring it to the public. I'm resigning from my job because I am so dedicated to bringing this issue forward, right? And I'm going to do it as a private citizen.
Right. But you're super limited.
Who's keeping your clearance then?
I was gonna
Then
say, or
how-
you're super limited
Or
in your ability to do so.
Well, I mean, it's not that you should. No, not at all. I mean, again, you can do it as a private citizen, and you can do it without your clearance. And yes, then you would have to make those statements like,
can't talk about that.
I
It's
can't
good.
talk about that because I'm still right.
I love that one.
Right, I still can't talk about it because I'm a private citizen now. But I don't have any new information. This is what it was when I left. I don't know what it is now.
Why do you think Lou won't go into crash retrieval?
I've never heard any of them say that.
Why do you think? Because he was involved in it,
I want to
allegedly.
hear Gene say it. Why do you think Lou won't talk about crash retrievals?
I don't know.
Why won't you say it, Gene?
Why
But,
that topic
But
specifically?
again, I don't know that he would be involved in them. He might have some knowledge of them.
For sure.
He may very well not have any knowledge of it, whatsoever. He may really just have a knowledge of policy and it's like, because again, not all intel is equal. And 99% of it is unsexy,
Yeah.
Desk analytical stuff like that, right?
Right.
And again, of course, there's a skill set you develop through the years. You know how to do this stuff.
You just
So I mean, and that's what I'm saying. And again, for me, and what I'm pursuing, I don't give a shit what he was involved in. It's irrelevant to me.
100%.
What their actual jobs were, what they did, what they had access to, what they saw, what they touched. They fucking licked it. I don't know. None of it makes a difference. It makes zero difference. There could be 3 alien species. There could be 3 million of them. They can be walking along the street. None of it actually matters to what is actually happening.
how? How does that not affect what's happening now?
Because none of that is going to be revealed
Change.
or shared, or that's all a distraction. This is only
It
about.
goes into a standby mode.
We good? We're covering.
Just keep going.
Keeps. Yeah.
Yeah, what's doing that?
Of course.
I mean,
fucking
because
time Vito's here.
again, the motivation.
You think that? I don't
Let
know.
me see it. Keep him.
the incentives.
Here, you can, dude. It's like
that these guys
pulsing.
are after.
Our camera's pulsing. Watch.
I can see it.
We have some strange shit.
Yeah. It looks like it's pulling focus for some reason.
Because
All
there's
of a
something
sudden.
walking in between you two.
Potentially.
Is it walking in front of the lamp?
We didn't do that box thing, did we? We were going to do that box thing. Remember? You had the box we were going to talk into.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. We have plenty of time.
You got a
All
Well, I'm
box?
saying I want to. Yeah.
You know, like looking for like electronic voice phenomenon and shit.
We were going to do it.
But
I
you
was
have
going to
to
come
have
earlier.
dead
We were going to do
quiet.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you brought one?
No, I think
have
he's
one.
got one.
Oh, you have
So
one?
we could
Yeah.
do it. I can do it. I'll come here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
in any
we'll do
event-
it tomorrow. We'll film tomorrow or some shit.
The
Okay.
what?
Sounds
So
good.
so that's what I'm saying. That is all. That's all.
Well and fine.
That's
okay.
all filler material.
All right. But
Um,
what about when someone says, what about when Dylan Borland on a podcast with Jesse Michaels says that the ODNI highly, not emphasized, what's the word, implied that
Aliens were in
humans
charge.
are not in charge of
Yeah.
the cover up and the secrecy. It's them.
It would make sense to
Do you
me.
believe that that could be a possibility, that the ODNI would actually know such a thing?
Sure.
That they would imply it to a guy like Dylan Borland?
Sure.
But you don't think that matters right now?
None of it matters.
So it makes me wonder what
What do
else.
you think?
I think that I've only this is gonna sound absolutely batshit crazy, but that's what I've always felt, that something else is in charge, not us. It would explain all the fucking destabilization globally that goes on, as far as with like Europe just flooding their things with random ass people.
Okay,
Same
see-
thing here. It would make sense. It just keep the humans distracted so we could just do whatever the fuck we want to humanity. Then you've got large chunks of humans disappearing. So you had 300,000 children disappeared. No one knows where the fuck they went.
Right?
In the United States, disappeared, boom, gone. Number two, it makes me wonder what the fuck was Dylan Borland doing that this guy can talk to him like that and say the aliens are in charge. What was Dylan Borland exposed to? What does he know? What has he dealt with? Listen to me. He like Gene just said, Dylan Borland was in the military for 3 years. He retired out of the military and went right into contracting because he says it in this interview that he wanted to be whatever it was in the government. He wanted to work for the government.
Pilot and
But he also wanted to work for the government.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
He wanted to retire working for the government. The dude worked for almost 10 years as a contractor doing God knows what. And we know that he supported Len Vol Logan. Logan says it in my interview.
So,
And Borland even said it in that interview. If you watch that interview, he tells you everything.
so when I interview Lenville, and I bring up Dylan Borland supporting UAP Task Force,
See what he says.
he's gonna tell me that he did.
I don't know. See what he says. He kind of alluded to it with me, but I didn't get clarification, and he still wouldn't clarify it. So
I'll
maybe you
make
can
him
clarify it
clarify.
tomorrow.
I'll be very direct.
But
about
I'm
it.
but I'm also basing this. You watched the interview today, right?
Yeah.
I've watched it twice on the ride up here, mostly, and
I watched yours. You apparently don't watch mine.
Oh, you dick! I will watch the interview. I just have not had time.
Kidding.
He basically said that he was doing other jobs for other contracting companies, but he didn't really specify what he went into. I remember he's going hypothetically this, hypothetically that. There's no hypotheticals.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What about So, he
And this
brought
is just
up
what
one
I'm
fucking
assuming.
reason where it supersedes, if, like, right, what he just said.
Right.
So, if there is an NHI that's in control, that's got its fingers or whatever it has.
It would make logistical
Yeah.
sense. It would make logistical sense.
if
Look how
it's
the world's been
Okay.
for
So
25 years.
What are we doing? What are we doing about that?
Well, I'm saying if it's in
Nothing.
control, what can we do if we aren't armed with what we need to be armed with? If there's some overlord alien, that means, and that sounds
Well,
stupid, but
No, it doesn't.
It
I
really
think that's-
doesn't.
I think that's a great idea. If there is some overlord alien that has controlled the progression of mankind over the last however many millennia.
50 years. Let's say 50 years. Yeah, about thousands of years.
Fucking say
They've been here for
50 million.
thousands of years, for sure.
Say 50
All
years.
throughout
say-
history.
Right, and they
50 million.
right, and let's say the Rockefellers and the Queen of England and
We're all related. We're all reptilians.
They're all
just-
reptilian
he said.
lizard people.
Could be.
And all the rest of that, right?
every National Enquirer story is
So
true.
I got to tell you, for all the things that are messed up, they've done a pretty good job. And I got to tell you, I don't think that from the normal people that I've interacted with and seen in life, I don't think they could do any better of a job
Then what's being done.
at managing people in society and global people can hardly manage their own fucking lives
Yeah, this is
and
the
their
truth.
own house.
People are lemmings. People are lemmings, period.
People are-
Follow the
right,
leader.
Exactly. So, would it shock and surprise me that there's a master race that's controlling us, or a master species?
Not one bit.
that's
I just want to
controlling
know.
us?
I just want to know if it's true or not. That's it. I just want to know the truth.
But you're saying it doesn't matter.
But I'm saying
No, because there's nothing you can do about it. Think about it.
That's
Do you
the-
think that
that's
we,
the red
Yo,
pill, blue pill,
This,
though.
yeah, but this isn't. I guess, and I'd rather take the red pill all day and know the truth, and be
Right.
out of the matrix banging Carrie Moss
I'm with
in
you.
real life than in the bullshit
I'm with you, but
simulation.
he's saying take the blue pill.
No, I'm
No,
not saying take the blue pill. I'm saying there's nothing we can fucking do about it. Is what he's saying.
I'm
There's
saying
no
that
pill.
until
This is-
somebody
this is-
actually offers you a pill,
There's
Right.
no pill.
there's no pill.
Right, we're just in a world now.
Right, so we're just sitting here.
We know.
bullshitting about something.
We know what the reality is.
Right.
There's
So
nothing
we
we can
know-
do to change it. But if there is, I would take that in a heartbeat.
Right, and
Freeing
but-
humanity, I'd
but
take it
your
in a heartbeat.
default
Hold on,
seemed
one
to
at a
be
time, guys.
Sorry.
your default seemed to be that, oh, if I know there's an alien overlord, then I need to fight it. What?
Oh, I never said fight. I never said fight. I don't like the threat narrative. That's why I said it sounds stupid when I say alien overlord. But if there is a species that's equivalent, not again, take this loosely, but like someone controlling the Sims,
Right.
right? If there is someone like at the video game controller,
Making you do this.
right?
Right.
I'm making Gene do this.
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's the greatest
if
thing
there
ever.
is someone that's in control of that,
Right.
or many many
Right.
things that are in control of it, how could that not matter? Reality, that would be our reality, right?
Okay.
Is it better to be ignorant and blissful, or know what you're dealing with and not able to do anything about it?
So it's the difference between knowing that God major transmission blow, and now you got to fucking get a new car and transmission, or
Yeah.
Joe, the six-tentacled alien, made your car engine blow because it's part of a game that he.
Yeah. He's like, watch me fuck with this YouTuber.
What's the fucking difference?
The outcome's not different, is what you're saying.
Right.
It doesn't change what happens,
Correct.
is what you're saying.
Yeah, your life goes on. You know about it, but your
Okay.
life still goes on. Is what
Right.
you're saying.
Fair enough. But
And instead of you being like,
but
God,
I think you
please
need
help
to
me
work
fix my
that.
transmission, you're gonna be yelling, "Tell the alien, come on, help a brother out." What's the fucking difference?
Okay, then is disclosure really not about the truth? Or is it always been about the exploitation and the enrichment of that person that can do it? Or that entity, that government agency, whatever it is, legacy program, even though you don't think a legacy program exactly exists,
Right.
you're saying this has always been about the money.
Okay, so everyone else can. Okay.
Is it about the money and the exploitation of the technology, or is it about the truth and the awareness of the public? You're arguing that it's about the former.
I'm arguing it's about
That
anything other than the truth and awareness to. So here's the thing. The United States government, the officers of the United States government, first and foremost responsibility is to preserve the institutions.
naturally. Okay. Right. I see where you're going.
First and foremost.
That's it.
Telling the public the truth does not
Fall in that.
Not at all. No,
fall
that
in
causes
that
chaos.
in that equation. They need to preserve the institutions. So the government is never going to do anything nor make any decision that jeopardizes the institutions of the United States.
You see why
And
that's
the-
backwards,
the
though.
the continuity
Have you guys seen
of that.
Have you seen Annie Jacobson's or have you heard about her book, her new book?
Don't even know who it is.
You guys don't know Annie Jacobson?
The name is familiar.
She did the book about the nukes. She really?
What the nukes do.
Jamie, pull it up.
I'm like looking around. Where the hell's Jamie? We got to get a Jamie at some point.
So Annie Jacobson is an author.
I assume that since she was writing books.
Yeah.
I reached that conclusion on my own. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's great. I love it.
She's not making movies?
So she wrote a new book about biological weapon.
Mhm.
She goes into a lot of these things about continuity of government,
Yep.
right? And how they have a plan for
Everything.
de-evolution.
Yep.
So evolution with a D, devolution, right? So
Oh, that's weird.
right. So what does that mean? Not evolving, you're going backwards.
You are devolving.
What scenarios would lead to devolution? A nuclear weapon going off? Well, maybe, because arguably we all die if a nuke goes off. But if a biological weapon gets set out,
Nukes go off all the time. They test them all the time. We
right?
know
But
that.
you know what I mean. Like if nuclear
No, but I
war
want to
were
split
happen,
hairs.
right?
It's a show. We gotta make it entertaining.
Right. So if someone set a biological agent off in the United States,
Yep.
they have a continuity of government plan that kicks right in.
Yes.
That's already in place right now.
Yes.
The people that are a part of it know
Yes.
that they're a part of it because they have to know that they're a part of it.
Right.
So do you think? Now, there's a reason I'm bringing this up. What's going on? I feel a lot of something weird.
Yeah. Someone's saying hope they invest in audio ASAP.
Yeah, that's the same guy that's saying that he can't hear us, but he's the only person,
Yeah,
so
he's
everyone
the
was
only
fine.
person. And also, Gene's camera looks wonderful.
Hold on. I'm listening to us
He
right
sounds
now.
perfectly fine, yeah.
The fuck is he talking about?
Yeah. Anyways,
He says he's got his
Gene,
own
talk.
No, Gene's fine.
Hello.
but
This is
the
Gene.
other thing is, whenever I put it on you guys, it's still doing that thing,
Uh,
and it's making people dizzy.
What?
the camera's fucking up, bro. It's doing that weird, it's making it pulse.
Jesus.
And it's giving
guys.
people motion
You guys are
sickness.
killing me, guys.
You know what that means? More Gene. More Gene on the screen.
More Gene all day, all night.
All Gene. It's all Gene all day, all night here on the Total Disclosure podcast. Oh, that sounds good. I can hear myself. All right. We're just going to have
I don't
technical interlude.
I don't feel it in this room at this moment, so I don't think it's here. Not that saying that it can't be, but it's. I mean, it could be fucking with the camera. I don't know, but the dog's really calm right now, so that's. You can hear me just fine. Okay. Is it still doing it?
It could be that. It could be that it was. I was using one camera to pull two people.
Yeah, that could be it. So just switch. So
Yeah, I just put it on you.
yeah, we'll pop your other one. I don't want you not to be on camera,
No, we get it.
my man.
All right, you guys, can you continue for a sec?
Yeah, where was I?
You want to hit a break for a sec?
No, let's keep going.
All right.
The people
Well,
are here. The people want
The
more.
people want to see more Mean Gene.
People want more Gene.
Well, I'm just shocked because the last time we were all here together, you were gray asleep in this room.
Nothing
Yeah.
ever happens technically anymore.
Just when I'm here.
Just when
Well,
you're
I
here.
guess we're using a different room.
Yeah.
We have a different I kind of duct taped this together right before it started. But
You know what we can do? Can you, the video I sent, Jess, can you play that? So people can,
play it over there. You can't play it over the screen right now.
no?
Why?
All right. Because I was going to, because people were asking, people were like calling me a liar about the lamp. They're like, the lamp is
Why are
bullshit.
they calling you a liar? It's my house.
I don't know. They're like, oh, he fucking rigged it. He was faking. I go, bro, it is an hour and 40 minutes into the live stream. It was not planned. We were literally just breaking balls. Remember, he said do the light, and I was like, hell yeah, do the light because the light was visible.
Right.
Right,
and
you
then-
didn't even say do it.
He did. Well, then I said do the
It's
light. I
not
want you to
even-
mess with that
it's
light right
literally-
now.
It's not. It's such a not a
But
big
people are
deal.
thinking it's fake. I'm like, bro, it's a regular lamp. It's just plugged into the wall.
I'm just not
There's
gonna be
no
on camera for a minute,
switches.
guys. I'm just gonna be heard and not seen. But if you want to call someone a liar, call me a liar. And I'll tell you this: I shelved a whole fucking documentary that we did because someone asked me to stage something in the Bridgewater Triangle. So before you call anyone anything, come talk to me, because I'll tell you what happened, and you don't have to call veto anything
Oh, I don't care. Call me whatever you want.
or claim that he did.
I got thick
something.
skin, baby.
If it was anyone, it would be me. And again, we all go to our creator at the end of our lives, and we're gonna
Or
have
we
to
go to
answer.
Joe the Alien.
Or we go to Joe the Alien.
Well, it's
We
just
have to answer
it's
that.
funny because like
Go
I
up on his
like
shelf.
my
People really saying that? Is it
yeah
that big of
people
a deal?
thought straight up people thought we were bullshitting.
Oh, see, I really.
People thought it was like you had a switch or you were
Oh yeah, I have
activating
a
it.
special,
I'm like, bro, it's a
um,
regular lamp. Like you're at a kitchen counter. There's nothing special about it.
Yeah, that's not even a.
Yeah,
That's
it's not. But that's the thing. No one knows what your setup is. They don't
Right.
realize you're sitting in a kitchen.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough. But
Where were we?
What up, Shane?
why do you think? Why do you, I mean? So this has always been about. So devolution. We're talking about devolution.
Yeah.
So if a biological weapon goes, it's a
Right.
continuation of government.
Continuity of government. Yeah.
So there's already people that know that they're a part of this devolution plan,
Yeah.
right? And with, do you? Because I've always thought about this. We always talk about does the government have a plan for alien contact?
Sure.
Absolutely,
Arguably,
yeah.
alien
You're seeing
contact
it.
would come with some sort of risk of biological contamination, just like the Native Americans and the colonists, right? They brought diseases with them that were unknown to this land, wiped through the native population.
Yep.
Right.
Are we running that risk with an alien contact, or do you think that?
Possibly. I mean, again, it's
And do you
You
think
know-
that the government has put that into place? Like,
sure.
if something were to crash, we need to be ready for, like, global kill off.
Yes. So this is. I mean,
That's another thing about these crash retrievers that I don't get.
but this is, this is essentially, the core of, the core of FEMA, as as an institution, right? To coordinate and have this one centralized federal system for managing all of these things, right? And it crosses over, you know, I mean, in the oil and gas world. I worked a lot with FEMA. I have dozens of FEMA certifications and FEMA trainings and all of that. You know, that's all about the, national response plan and national incident, management. Above all those is continuity of government,
Right.
right? So it's
But why
sort of
the
within
fuck
the
does
hierarchy.
it matter?
So
If there's no population to govern, who gives a fuck about continuity of government? What the fuck are we talking
The
about?
because it's like he said with egos. It's that ego
Why are
shit.
you gonna? Is
well,
it in
no,
the
but-
Constitution that the government is for and by the people?
Yes,
Right.
for the people, by the people. Yes,
The-
people that they
the
always forget that.
continuity of government, I feel like, is a direct conundrum of
No.
that sentiment.
No, it's
Protect
inherent.
yourself.
It's
So,
inherent to
What,
it.
what about
So
what,
you're-
what
but you're-
about hold on. What about now I'm heated. What about
But you're saying two different things.
All right, it's the same thing. Like if God forbid we get a nuclear attack, right? What do? They fucking take the president, and
protect
everybody else,
themselves?
Right.
and zoop.
Why?
But it's not themselves. They protect America as a whole. They see
Right.
the government as America, right?
The
so they're
worst
protecting
Americans
the
are going to
sovereignty.
restart the population.
Right, but unfortunately, that's what it is. They're protecting the sovereignty of our nation. It's what our Constitution was written for. It's what it was based on. It's protecting it. That's the whole reason.
That
So I
there
get it
is no-
entirely.
there
but of course,
is
there's
no
an ego.
end
Give
to
me
it.
that. Give that.
That in the most extreme, unimaginable circumstances, that the United States can still exist.
Is that why when Lockerbie happened, they warned only the internal government and they let the passengers get on those planes, even though that they knew there was a terrorist threat against Pan Am flights?
I don't know that.
I'm just saying, why is the government operating? They've always been operating on their own.
Because the government is what did I just say?
Gonna do
They're
what the
going
fuck
to
they
look out for
want to
themselves.
do.
But again, I am saying, do you see why that
They're
is a
looking after
problem?
the institutions.
Right.
Okay.
You're interpreting it as they're looking after themselves. They're not. They're looking after the institutions. Any individual at any given time, at any given disaster, will just be sitting in the seat.
Right.
So it's much like have you ever
Well, no, because I would argue that the senators and people that are due 4 years, I don't even think they're important to some of these people.
so
No, they don't give a shit about them.
have you ever heard the story of the ceramic cup?
No, please tell me.
So there was we have a ceramic cup. There was I'll use
Oh,
my
no,
Yeti
no,
mug.
no, no,
I'll
no.
use my Yeti mug. We'll call it the tail of the Yeti mug.
Okay.
So there's he's sorry, I don't remember the name of the guy who tells this story, but when he was
Raise it up a little higher.
an undersecretary in the federal government, he got invited to speak at a conference, right?
Right.
And when he was undersecretary, they booked his travel. A car met him at the airport, brought him to the hotel, picked him up gave him his schedule, picked him up in the morning, brought him to the conference. And when he got to the conference, they handed him a ceramic mug of coffee when he asked for coffee.
Okay.
They brought it to him in a ceramic mug.
Okay.
The next time that conference happened, he was no longer the undersecretary. And he got invited to speak at the same conference again. And he had to book his own travel. And he had to get from the airport to the hotel. And he had to get himself to the conference center in the morning. And when he asked for a cup of coffee, somebody said, "Yep, it's right over there." And he went over and he grabbed a styrofoam cup and he filled up his coffee. And it was in that moment he thought about the nice ceramic mug that he had the previous time. And he realized that mug was never for him. That mug was for the office and the position that he held in that moment.
I see where you're going.
And that was
Life goes on.
a privilege of that office
Representing that office.
that somebody came and handed him his coffee in a ceramic mug.
And paid for his flight and booked his
And
hotel.
this is what people lose when they spend a lot of time in government and things like that, or they spend a lot of time in any kind of position of
Privilege.
importance.
Yep.
is that they forget that it is not about them, that somebody else has sat in that seat before and somebody will sit in that seat after. And, you know, it's funny, there was if Whistling Mike's still on, he'll remember.
He is.
We were having a space and there was some girl who got on there and started talking about how irreplaceable she was in her job. She was a federal contractor and she was irreplaceable. And I said to her, if you think that you are irreplaceable, you are setting yourself up for one of the biggest disappointments you will ever have in life. And then she wanted to argue about it and I dropped her down. So I just fucking
You've been replaced.
Right, just replaced her right there on the chat. But it is, you know, it is that idea. And that is an inherent, and recognizing that, right? I remember even working at Shell and being in the hang. There was a guy, you know, when you saw him, he was wearing something that had that pectin on it. And he was Mr. Company and all the rest of it. And one morning he missed a meeting.
Fired.
The secretary tried calling the apartments and all that. They sent people over to check on him. He was dead in his bowl of cereal.
Damn.
Ugh.
Right?
In it?
Yeah, literally.
Face down in a cereal?
Face down in his
God
bowl
damn,
of
it's a
cereal.
bad
He's
way
down
to
his
go.
Cheerios.
The next day, I remember walking in, and there was one of the kiosks that, you know, information's on, had a piece of paper taped over it, that had his picture, in memorial of, and da-da-da-da-da.
And gone next week, right?
And then later that afternoon, the job was posted,
Yep.
They're knocking that sign
Right.
off the door.
Yeah.
and all,
Yeah.
and all
See you
the
later,
rest of it,
Johnny.
right?
And you applied for the job and got it?
And I got
And I got the job.
right. You know,
But you see where I'm
you're
where I'm
all
going with this? This is
everybody's
not
always
good.
replaceable. So
No, but that's life, bro.
But-
That's fucked up. That's
It
life.
doesn't have
but
to
the
be.
idea, the contrast to that is things like the Constitution and the continuity of government exist because the United States is not replaceable. And that ensures that no matter what, we are not replaceable. That the United States itself might experience the most catastrophic event that we ever have experienced, but
We will
no
endure
other
it.
nation,
We'll endure it.
every other nation, and we might be the only ones that experience this event, and it could be limited to only our borders. Yet no other nation can lay claim to us and lay claim to whoever it is that does survive
Right.
and make us their subjects, because there is a structure in place that says because we are down to the last 10 Americans does not mean we are no longer the United States.
Right.
Then those last 10 Americans, their responsibility is to preserve and defend the Constitution of the United States and to reestablish.
And maybe that is a good thing, I guess.
Maybe we could finally clean Washington up then. If that's the case.
No.
Maybe,
'Cause
you know,
Jesus
maybe,
Christ,
maybe
it's
that's
fucked.
what it is. But out of those 10 people, there is a path that you can likely trace, even if they're all civilians, to say which one of them should be president.
Right. Right. Because it would fall to whoever has, like, I get what you're saying. It's almost like bloodlines.
There
at
might
that
be
point.
right there, you know. So if you can imagine, so if and again, just off the top of my head, I'm imagining I'm in that situation, and I've got a teacher, an electrician, a truck driver, you know, and a
Mike says, "What if they're all men? There's all men
a
left."
guy who was in, you know, was a city council official in Pine Bluffs, Arkansas, and I've got somebody who, you know, managed a housing complex, and those are, you know, the last 5. I can run through the logic, and I could say, person who was on the city council, you are now president of the United States.
Right? Yeah, you're the next one over.
Electrician, you are now the Secretary of Energy. You have a degree in international relations. You are now Secretary of State.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you're the builder. Yeah,
You're the builder. You're Department of Health and Urban Development, whatever.
And when we have kids, lady, you are Secretary of Teaching, whatever that one is.
Department
Damn, why? 'Cause she's,
Department of Education. Vince
Why, 'cause she's a
McMahon's wife's
woman?
job.
Okay.
Right, they're doing away with that anyway. But you see what I'm saying?
Thank God.
That's what continuity of government gives us. That's what that structure provides. And then we can sit there and say, no, there is still somebody in charge.
Right.
You might not be in charge of much, but by the Constitution, that is
The rule of law, the land of the land.
that is who it is, and we are still the United States. And
Okay.
then they all get shot down, and
I was gonna say then Russia comes in because there's only 10 people. But yeah, I get where you're going with this. So now Dylan suggesting that an NHI could be in charge of us.
disclosure and everything else.
Yeah, while it is a very far-fetched thought to kind of grasp on, and because again, not much evidence for it, but he also had made reference to something else that he had talked to Matt Brown about, and that was that human beings are
souls.
the
souls.
coming down to like the consciousness aspect. That seems to be creeping into the topic
A lot of it.
more
The
lately.
souls or consciousness?
Consciousness and the soul.
And the souls, yeah.
Arguably, both. What do you genuinely? Do you guys think that if we understood what consciousness was, and what a soul was, that the world would fundamentally and radically change? Like, do you think that is worth keeping a secret of?
That if all of mankind suddenly realized that we were all conscious, we all had
Or that we're, like,
connections to each other,
containers
whatever it is, yeah. If we were all capable of doing it, it would change it, sure. But if everyone can't tap into it, well, why would it change anything if you can't access? If you can't access it, like you so that we know of can't do the weird shit that I can, right?
Right.
But if you could, you would probably, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's everybody can't do the same thing. Not everybody has the same access of the same frequencies. I'm assuming it's frequencies, because every time they see something weird, there's a fucking frequency. So it's
Right. And that's actually kind of where I was going with it.
and
Is
it's the same thing that what's his face said. Sound, light, and frequency. Was
sound, light, and frequency. This is where I'm going.
you
with
watched it too?
Well, no,
legit?
that's the thing I talk about a lot.
Oh,
The
well,
sound,
that's
light.
supposedly the key to the universe.
Yeah.
Sound, light, and frequencies,
Someone
legitimately.
gave a. Do you know the guy Bryce?
Yeah, I talked to him. Bryce. That's what I was talking about. Bryce. Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Brent, and Bryce. Yeah.
he was given a piece of napkin, or it
Yes.
wasn't a napkin. It was actually an ATM slip.
Uh-huh.
It was at the premiere of Dark Skies.
Yes.
He was having a party at his house. Show hadn't even been to public yet, and the guy that showed up from the government had already seen the first 5 episodes. Back then, it wasn't possible like that. Like, you had to have a physical copy of it to watch anything.
Yeah, it was
you know,
Brent-
it wasn't
Brent's-
just like, here's a link for the screener.
right.
It was, you had to have a mailed copy of it.
Right.
So clearly he had influence at the network. Yeah, and Bryce got this.
No, but did you watch the?
I've heard the story directly from Bryce. Yeah.
Okay, but his guy Brent Friedman,
Yes.
the director guy, his neighbor was something to the President Reagan, and he was high up. So is it Bryce Zabel that was being recruited, or is it it's Brent, isn't it? It's Brent that
Brent,
was being
yeah.
recruited. So allegedly Brent was being Brent, and he doesn't realize. And I told him this in a message. I go, bro, you're being recruited. He goes, oh my God, maybe I was. So the guy, Office of the something of Navy Intelligence,
Yep.
OSNI, that's where the guy was from, right?
Oh, and I.
ONI, yes,
Yeah.
Office of Navy Intelligence. And the guy who was his neighbor had a big position with them. And I'm thinking that this guy is connected some way, shape, or form to the UFO topic, because that's where they got the idea of Kennedy being killed because of UFOs. And they're like, you don't know how close you are to it. I know you don't really watch Jesse Michaels. Watch the interview with those two. It tells the entire story. It's outstanding. And that's what made me reach out to Brent to interview him. And I'm
So what
hoping
was
we're
the
going to get that.
ATM slip thing?
So the
he said you
guy
wanna know
from
the-
O&I wrote on a, because they went to this guy showed up at the party unannounced.
Right, just shows up. And
So
he talks to one, he gets thrown out by Brent, and then he ends up talking to Bryce.
yeah. So they end up. He's like, oh, can I talk? Shows. There's a lot of people, executives, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's there at the house party. I actually have pictures from that party.
For real?
Yeah. He
That's
sent
dope.
them all to me.
Oh, that's cool.
And this guy just shows up unannounced, pulls them aside and is like, you guys don't realize how close you are, like yada yada, goes into all these things. And they're kind of like, they're distracted. There's a party going on. They're hosting the party, and they go, okay,
You gotta go.
you've piqued our interest, but you also weren't invited here, so like, get the fuck out. And he goes, okay, but before I go, does anyone have something I can write on? And someone pulls out a bank slip from their purse, and then he writes on it, folds it up. He says, in 10 years, take this out. It might be worth more.
Yep. You're gonna understand. You're gonna understand what this is.
You'll
more.
understand more
Yeah.
about what I mean. And on it was like an equation, but it essentially boiled down to sound, light, and frequency.
But they had lost it
the
for
keys to the
years.
universe. They lost it. He just kind of like found it
The
again.
daughter found it. Yeah, it's the story's awesome. I'm telling you,
So
it's a great
so
story.
legend. Yeah, it's almost kind of like it gives me Holloman Air Force vibe stories.
Yeah.
You know the Holloman Air Force story about where the aliens land, come out, talk to the government, and then go back. It falls. I call those like legacy cases, right? Cases that have built ufology, the lore of ufology, right? Pascagoula, Roswell, those are to me legacy cases. This sound, light, and frequency story for me is a legacy thing, because it's ingrained almost into like the fabric of what I think.
And that's where he got all the stories from. He got all the stories from his neighbor who told him all this crazy shit, UFO wise, and he just linked it into the Dark Sky show, and they were like, you don't know how close you are, and that is allegedly where he was going to them to give them the information, and they turned him down, and then supposedly he went to Spielberg, and that's how Spielberg got connected.
So it's like a big
gotta watch
vicious
that Jesse
roundabout.
Michaels. Yeah,
So you want to
gotta
know one
watch
of the, because you said Dark Skies, and my mind went to the series Dark, right? The Montauk thing.
Fantastic show.
So,
I gotta watch it still.
oh, it's so good.
You have to watch it in German.
So
though.
Natalia was watching it in German because she speaks German, but and so she's always looking for just something to keep the skills up, right?
Yeah.
So she's got like her Italian friend she talks to all the time and stuff, but German, there's only like one friend she has, but she watches the show. So she found that, and she and like at night I just know she's on there watching her stuff, and she's and she was telling me about it as she was going, and she's like, oh yeah, this is like, I think this is like some UFO things, and okay, whatever. But one episode she stopped it and she's like, come here, you gotta watch this. And she played this scene where the guy with the clocks was the clockmaker, and at some point he uses the word, he says time is God,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
And that hit her because her dad writes that exact thing in his works.
No.
Yeah. It's in there.
Time is God.
Yeah. And it was
Time is God.
I heard the line in the show, but your father-in-law wrote that.
he wrote, so when she saw that, then I started watching the rest of the series with her in German, and then we watched it then I watched it again in English and stuff because I had sort of missed the whole thing or whatever. But it was that one phrase, she like got a chill and was like, that's what my father wrote.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Do you think that's? I was talking about this with Lenville in our preparation for the interview, and we were talking about source. Like, he was talking about artists, how a lot of people that see UFOs, that see shit, they always tend to be creative people, right? More creative inclined.
Right.
And he said, like, he brought up, do you think that they communicate in music? I said, well, root word, right? Muse. And he just goes, right. You're on. And
Wait,
like,
I'm
he
sorry,
knew that I was on a level,
Right.
right? He like,
Who's communicating music?
Lenville asked me if does he think that an NHI would communicate with us in music? And we both kind of, I said that, I mean.
Music is universal. Like
Root word is
legitimately
music,
universal.
just like math, music can be universal.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's actually a interview from the 80s. Canadian journalist interviewed a very famous conductor.
because Spielberg also
composer.
uses it.
Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, that was just playing.
Right.
Bah, 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 bah. Yeah,
And
he got
This-
tipped off
Well,
by
that's
OD9.
because his mother was a composer, I believe.
right.
One of his mother was a composer, and the other one worked for, did something else.
Yeah.
But so that's why he used the song. But you could argue that he used it.
Yeah.
Because
that,
he
that was a
knows some shit.
secondary
But
use
this,
reason,
but this,
right?
this, prestigious composer, was saying exactly that. He said if there is a way to communicate with an alien civilization, it is going to be through music.
It's like because all music is vibration, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And if you put sand on like a sheet,
In
and
resonance.
it'll patterns,
yeah, and
crazy
so,
patterns.
That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really
so
is.
So again, y'all know my opera connections, and interest and all the rest of it. But there's so much, between in that history that speaks to it. So when everyone's talking about the God frequencies and things like that, these composers wrote in those frequencies.
Sound, light, and frequency.
They wrote, right, and you go into sacred music and all these different elements. And when we started our opera company, when we were like, how are we gonna frame this? How do you, it's like, because now everything is competition for entertainment dollars, right? Nobody has arts dollars in their budget, but they have entertainment dollars, right? So now we've got to convince somebody, spend $40 coming to see this opera versus downloading a new game or doing something else, right? Because that's the budget that it's coming from. And and you look at again all the studies of the psychology of music, and why do this stereotype of rich people like opera and like classical music and things like that, but there's actual scientific structure behind the ideas, right? That there's people who listen to classical music do better academically, and when you do better academically, in elementary school and in high school, you get into a better college. You get into a better college, you get into a better job. You get, and there's all that connecting it. And if you think about society in general, and you think about the evolution, or probably more close to what Ty was talking about, the de-evolution of music, when you think that when you think in terms of like, there's a band that, or a group of comedian musicians who do a whole bit about how every number one song,
The same
the
same
four
four
chords.
chords. Yeah, no, it is. Power chords.
right?
It truly is.
It
If you-
truly is.
Do you play music?
I don't play music.
Well,
I
you sing.
understand
Right,
music.
yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I play drums and a little bit of guitar.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
So
literally.
it's the same four chords.
Yeah.
So, however, classical music, sacred music, things like that, is structurally much more complex, and it ultimately impacts emotional intelligence. And so, has there been an intensive effort to dumb down music in a way
To
that
limit the vibrational capacity of human beings.
that disconnects us not only from these universal frequencies that the likes of classical music, provides, but and so this is why now people are coming back to listen to the frequency. You don't need to listen to the frequencies. You can
feel
put
it.
on any
Have you-
classical music piece. You can put on operas and get that same net effect as listening to wah 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 does.
Yeah, the
My
digger
mom
do.
used
Wah,
to
wah,
say
wah,
this
wah,
thing.
wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
When I studied, rarely, very rarely did I ever, put a book in like
Really?
my study.
Couldn't tell.
No, fuck you. Because you would say listen to classical music while you study.
Yes. It activates again. All those studies are done. The parts of the brain that it activates, and
Looks good.
you know, and I
Set up.
and I
Yeah,
I joke
shit.
about, you know, that like we have been more proud of the times when we've had guys that have, you know, old neighborhood friends, street guys from Medford where you're staying, and you know, that have come to be supportive, right? They didn't necessarily come because they're friends, but, or, you know, fans. They came because they're being supportive of, you know, Nat and I, and,
Yeah.
you know, we go back and, you know, the neighborhood and shit like that.
That's what you do.
And those guys break into tears and they don't understand why.
Because it hits something.
Because that frequency
It hits something, yeah.
has resonated, right? The frequent and the emotional intelligence has been activated that isn't there. And that's why people don't like it,
Right.
because it forces you to confront subliminally parts of your brain and your nervous system that have been numbed by the same fucking four chords.
Yeah.
And it becomes uncomfortable.
No, because those four chords, like it's something in humans that you're attracted.
Right.
Humans are literally attracted to those four chords.
Yes.
It doesn't matter in which order, it doesn't matter how they go, but those particular four chords are the God chords in music.
Right.
100%.
And so then no, they're not the God code. I mean, they're the
chords like every fucking
yeah. Everybody does them for
every
number
pop
one.
song,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
hit, every hit song
Right,
has
yeah,
those.
But
every-
that's why when I
it's-
was in the
it's a-
sound bath, it felt like I was painfully, like it was a painful meditation, but it was
Right.
perfect.
And so, you know, and this is what, again, the you know, people have sort of turned the corner and realized it, and they've created it into a niche industry where they're, you know, you get your wah 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 wah, or you know, your you know, soundscapes and shit like that. You don't need that. All that shit already exists in classical music, right?
All the tuning forks.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
All that's, you know, already there. And then you couple the lyric, you couple, you know, sights and sounds, you know, and you can really build that whole emotional infrastructure.
I was gonna give him the pillow.
And you know, and it's, again, it's funny because it just seems to be coming back around to that thing, and it speaks to the, you know, Beatrice Villarreal is a brilliant musician herself, violinist, and
So okay, back to the question: do you think that there is something there that creative people are the key to?
Natalia's father
Yes.
was a musician.
Yes.
He was a
yeah.
he was a
I think so too.
guitarist. He played something else. I think he played
So
like
yeah,
a wind
peop-
instrument.
yeah, people who have perfect pitch and all that stuff, a lot of them are autistic and their brains can reach different levels.
Right. Natalia has perfect pitch.
My wife has perfect pitch. She's autistic.
Yeah.
Her father had perfect pitch. I don't know if he's autistic or not, but my wife is like Elon Musk. She's high functioning autistic, highly intelligent. She can sit there and I've no musical training whatsoever. She can sit there with a guitar in her hand, hear a song, go bing, 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 whatever she hears.
Yeah.
It's
That's
insane.
that pianist Santon that
And
we work with.
Some people see
blind and autistic from birth.
Yeah. Some people see colors in sound, or they
Yeah, that's that's
synergy.
another
Lord,
crazy part.
that's the, you know.
That seeing color. We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
But apparently, every element has a vibration as well. So elements, like literal, the elemental. What? Oh God. The periodic table. Every single element has a musical note that is tuned to that.
Sorry, Mike, you're an
That
asshole.
thing.
That's good, Mike. Holy shit.
But he's a,
Put her in Guitar Hero. My wife. Yeah, I'm entering championships to make money.
Yeah.
That's great.
yeah.
She's playing
But
like,
you know, so yeah, I mean,
But music's
again,
hereditary
the
also.
music,
doesn't exist the way we experience it linearly.
right?
Time doesn't exactly exist the way we think it does, but it's definitely there. Like we all agree that time, even though the time that we use is man-made, there has to be some sort of calculation to the universe.
For
right?
sure. Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why does there have to be some sort
There
of...
has to be a forward, a backward, a diagonal.
No?
Well, no, because isn't time fucking? What is it?
They
Is
would the atomic clock, right?
Right.
Don't they use an atomic clock to keep the actual like real time? Because
That we
clocks will go off
created.
each other.
Right.
So
What time is linked to gravity? Is it not? And that's
I don't know. I'm not that smart.
Me either. But
But
Time
when
is
he
a-
says time is God, but I'm boiling it down.
Right.
Time being the one thing
you can't get back.
that we can't really understand or buy more of,
Yeah.
right? Is that the universe itself? Is that God? It seems logical to me that if we're pulling from source to pull music out of the ether, what could we be pulling it from? Either the muse is God and the universe in entirety is God, or
There is none.
there is none.
And what do you?
And
What
just
do you?
things, everything exists. Everything is really just.
But
matter.
does there need to be a God in order for life and like does there need to be a God in order for it to matter to you? Like is
No, fuck no.
okay, I'm just curious.
Fuck no. No, we're here for a reason. Life's too precious. The universe, it's not wasteful. It's not wasteful.
No.
But have
So-
you ever thought?
But what does time as God mean? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
What does it mean to you?
What's it mean to me that time is God? Is that it is the, I guess it's almost the mechanism that brings everything into creation. And so there is no
12
past.
o'clock. Of course, I get
No. There is only now.
that. Yeah.
There is only the present. And all things happen only in the right.
Okay, so okay, I get what
All
you're saying.
things
Happen
have
for a
and
reason.
will happen.
Yes.
Only in the present.
Yes. You can't. Okay, so for like, case in point, it took me however many years to get on Twitter, right? So I finally got on Twitter last year, and that's how I met you guys. Without me getting on Twitter at that point in time, never would have linked up with the two of you, and I wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't have had the weird ghost shit out there. Like
But
it's fucking
that
crazy.
still just happened now.
Correct, and it took.
So you're saying that just happened
Now.
now? It's happening now.
Now.
Yes.
That is
Just like Spaceballs.
So. That's a good one.
Where did that just
Is that
happen?
where
Now.
entanglement would come from?
So it
then?
didn't happen a year ago. It
It's
happened
happening
now.
right now, simultaneously to this moment right now,
Correct.
and that moment right now. And so I've said that before. That
Right.
all life is a bunch of nows compiled,
Right.
right?
And
Is
you-
that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But also that
That if you start, so I think it was Eric Hecker that was talking about the book.
we gotta bring him up here,
there's-
man.
oh,
He's
yeah.
been doing some great shit lately.
That there's this book, and what it challenges you to do is to not give anything a name, to not identify anything. So you look at this and you're like, that's a microphone, right?
Oh, okay. Really?
Try to do that and not have that judgment
What do you mean? Judgment.
that there's a name to that.
Oh, it just is.
Take away
Whatever it is,
the thing that you're told that it is
and make it a
and
lollipop.
just let it be and get that out of your head of what it is and what it does and things like that.
How much
Try
mushroom-
that.
How much mushrooms did he do before the show?
Try that exercise. I've been doing it.
Tripping mushrooms?
No. I've been doing this exercise of no, and it's not even the thing of concentrating on it. It's that as things come into your awareness and focus.
Did you have an epiphany since you fucking touched that metal? Honestly, like you definitely changed a little
No.
bit. You seem more clear,
Not
way more clear to me than fucking previously.
it.
I just know how to ask the right question.
It's honestly, it's been living with this my father-in-law's stuff for the last 6 years.
Right, but then I mean the freedom of being able to move freely without pain has to be a huge
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I know, I noticed that particular,
like
but
second lease in life type. You know what I
I've
mean?
noticed
Sure, not
spending
saying.
time with this, living in this material,
Take now as a gift.
that it has activated something, I guess, to a degree, because things come to me in a way now. Clarity comes to me in a way now.
Oh, did you seriously seem more clear mentally?
taking
Like,
up
I'm
less
not just
space in
saying
your
that.
head.
What's that?
It's taking up less space in your head to you don't have to focus on that shit. Maybe.
No,
don't
but
know.
I think it
Yeah,
fucking,
no, I mean, it's.
I will say he
something
does,
changed
he
in him.
glows a little bit better
yeah,
now.
dude, I'm
thank
for
you.
real.
I'm being
very
serious.
Yeah, of course that, but I'm just saying in general, it's.
Oh, it's Coke. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. It's Coke that
Oh.
made him clear.
No, but it's.
Woo!
I'm trying to think of. Motherfuckers. Trying to think of examples. Like, literally, I can be brushing I can be getting ready for bed at night.
No, I know what you mean though.
And
I've had it.
that thing comes in my head that is put something together,
Yes.
or the question that needs to be asked. And I'll go to sleep, and sometimes I'll wake up 3 hours later and it's crystal clear. Or like the next morning. And that's why I'll sit and dive into it and work on it and all of that.
Yep.
But it's not, but I can easily walk away from it too. So that's why I say it's not like an obsession thing, like I gotta figure this out or whatever. It comes to me, it's clear, I have to get it down on paper, on the computer, whatever. I have to get it down, I have to get it out, and then I can walk away from it.
It's not eating at you or anything.
Right.
It doesn't eat at me or whatever. And then it just starts fitting in wherever it needs to fit. And again, I've always had a sort of analytical mind in that way. And
No, but dude, you're definitely a lot more fucking. You've been on like just seeing you now, being in the room with you. You seem like you're more on fire.
really, you want to touch me?
No,
Touch it.
No, maybe later.
When we
No,
get
but you
that
just
piece,
seem like you're a lot more full of life. Like I don't know. Like since just seeing you walk around is great, and I'm glad to see it. You deserve it, man. You're a good dude.
That could be what it is.
What is it?
That you.
Oh, touching the metal and just
Yeah. If
it's
if
got to
someone's
be
not,
like
I hate to sound like this, but like, because I don't want to make it sound like it's fucking Thor's hammer and you have to be worthy of it. But maybe like, who are we to say that it didn't just, it doesn't resonate at some sort of vibe that
Might have
just
been-
kind of tuned you back.
Listen,
yeah,
we-
might have
right.
retuned you for
We
sure.
always, right. I've always believed, right. These things of people are in your life for a reason. You have relationships for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You connect or you don't connect. That the universe brings you together, and the universe brings you to where you need to be. At the right time, and all that. And again, I look at my own life, my own path. Right. This was not what I had planned. Right. This wasn't.
Oh no, yeah.
I wasn't looking for a retirement hobby and this and that. Things fell into place that created the opportunities, let's say, or put the path in front of me.
Yeah.
So I could have just as easily been like, wow, this is really cool. We're going to stick it on the shelf, and we got a really cool thing from Nat's dad that we don't know what it is, and that's great.
Right.
But the circumstances of my life at the time allowed me to spend time on it and give thought to it, and made me think, is this something that needs to go further, and all of that. And so it's the kind of saying yes to that
Right.
that's led me
Accepting
to
the challenge.
great people, new friends, you know, and all the rest of it. Yeah, and accepting the challenge, and you know, you all know how frustrated it is, how frustrated I get, and you know how I sit back and I'm like, I don't fucking need any of this bullshit. You know, what do I need to? I don't need to do any of this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Every time that I'm like, hey, we have a guest, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna say no because he just doesn't need to fucking be here. And then you know he's here because he wants to be
He
here.
likes
He's not
it,
here
dude.
'cause I'm-
I mean,
he's not here because I'm paying him, guys.
right? Like I want to help out, and you know,
That's why everyone's like, why does he leave before the members section? I was like, because he wants to.
because I want to.
It's none of your fucking business either.
Right.
It's above your pay grade.
I do it because I enjoy your company. I enjoy the discussions. I enjoy. You
Someone
know,
really asked me that. They're like, why is he leave? I told them the story, and they're like,
I enjoy
why is he
aggravating.
leave before the members section?
Right.
I go, because he fucking wants to.
Right. So I enjoy eating pretzels and making you, you know, and aggravating you and shit like that. And again, I mean, you know, I have a whole other circle of friends I still have, you know,
That's
outside of all of this. And, you know, again, but I also sort of feel a sense of obligation to finish what I started. You know, a lot of the other stuff, yeah, I sit back, I'm like, oh, do I really need it? Do I really need it? And I just sit back and I'm like, if this is what I'm being guided to do, I need to do it. If this is what I have been, you know, the inspiration was planted in me somehow to do this, and this. So I'm like, all right, I want to see where it goes.
right. God, and that's. I mean, do you guys believe in like fate
Yeah.
in a way, like
Yeah.
fate and
Yeah.
destiny?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Right, and I'm just
if I
clarifying.
didn't pop onto Twitter at that very moment in time, I never would have met him, and then I never would have got on your show, and then we
Right.
never went to
Yeah.
DC. Like, it's crazy, but it's the truth. Things happen for a reason when they're supposed to happen.
Right.
I agree.
Just like I could have become a firefighter at 22 years old, I didn't. I did it when I was old at 37,
Right.
and 37-year-old rookie.
And you don't,
now
you know,
I'm
and you don't
50-year-old
know the
fucking
reason,
fire
and you
captain.
never know
Yeah.
the reason for it in the time. I say it about Natalia and our relationship, and all of this that has come from it, right? Listen, I was living a great bachelor life, right? My friends used to laugh. They were like, you know, they used to be like, oh, Gene, they're like, yeah, Gene, you know, the 25, 26-year-old girls, that's like, for some reason, that's his wheelhouse. I thought all those co-eds up in New York.
Are
Yeah.
we sure we should be admitting this right now?
Whore.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if I
No.
didn't have my wife, I'd be a whore
No,
too.
Stop.
You know, my wife, my wife even knew, you know, my place was called the Stabbing Cabin, right? You know, I was having
Wait, you MILF hunter?
I was having a perfectly fine bachelor life. I was finishing. I was like, I'm going to retire. I'm going to go to Malta. I'm going to have a perfectly fine Mediterranean bachelor life.
You never heard that? That was a whole porn site.
Stabbing cabin.
Yeah, MILF hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a raving pervert, Salam.
You know, but met and again, chance meeting, met this beautiful woman, right?
Sorry, buddy.
Chance meaning that, like, with the opera stuff, right? I learned about it in high school in Italian class. I kept that interest through my life,
Yeah, that's
right?
weird.
and then and I don't know if I ever, you know, or you know this story. So in high school Italian class, the teacher, he was high school I went to was run a religious, all boys private high school run by the Order of Zavarian Brothers. And
The Aryan brothers?
Zavarian Brothers.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh.
god,
Founded-
I heard something different.
We also heard Aryan,
Bavarian
right?
monks, right?
No,
Bavarian
no,
monks.
Zavarian.
Okay.
Zavarian? What is
Yeah.
a Zavarian?
Say-
St.
Yeah,
Francis
man.
Xavier.
Okay, okay.
So
I thought you said he did not say Aryan for those, okay?
Right.
Did not say
Zavarian.
Aryan.
so
I heard Aryan.
Yeah, stop saying
too.
the word.
so the private.
He said it 9 extra times after I was like,
So
For the SEO and the AEO.
right.
So, and the opera that he played and we, you know, studied, let's say, was Turandot, where Nessun Dorma, that the one opera song everybody knows, Pavarotti, Andrea Bocelli sing. You know, Vincero, Vincero,
Literally
Vincero.
sounded like you were talking a foreign language for a second.
Yeah, that is a foreign
It
language.
literally sounded like a
They had
foreign
no
language.
idea.
It is a foreign language. It's
Yeah,
Italian.
it's Italian.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Vincero.
Fucking Irish.
Right. Nessun dorma. Nobody sleeps.
Luigi. I
Goddamn Irish people.
Irish people. So that was it. So now I'm in Latvia. I'm meeting Natalia. Things, I had to come back to the U.S. I went back over there. And one of her friends, who was a tenor, was singing the lead role in Turandot at the Latvian National Opera. And he said, "Oh, do you and your new fellow want to come and see?" And we're, "Yeah, absolutely." That week, when the performance was,
Right.
I had found out that teacher, the brother, who introduced me to opera
From the Aryan Brotherhood, right?
via the opera Turandot, was killed in a hit and run accident in Melrose.
Jesus Christ.
It's still unsolved. He was retired. He was out taking a morning walk, hit and run. They left him to die in the street. So,
Way to kill the story, Gene. I was laughing. Thanks a lot.
yeah.
So I was run over by a
But this
big
is
Mack
what I'm,
truck.
this is what I'm saying when it's like fate and the universe bringing it up. These are the things where it's like, how is that not the idea? So now we've got to go sit and listen to that opera that
He just
gave-
sang. Yeah.
that gave me that at 15 years old, introduced me to this thing that I wound up liking and following and learning more about through my life, that gave me this chance when this super beautiful woman was sitting across from me, for the career that I had and the things that I'd done in my life. Hard to relate to people sometimes, but here was this one thing that like we instantly shared, or that I could share with her,
Right.
that I knew. And then it sat there. And at the intermission, we went backstage and to see the guy, the tenor, and thank him. And I'm telling him the story, and I'm worse than I am now because it's fresh and it just happened that week. And I'm telling him the story, and I'm crying, and he's crying, and he's like, "This is why I do this. This is why, I love this art," and and all of that. And so that's what I say. It's like, even now, my son goes to the same high school that I went to, and he talks about the things that he's learning, and I tell them all, someday, as stupid or as insignificant as this thing that you're learning might be, it could change your life. That there is something that can happen to you that seems absolutely meaningless in the moment, that some point later on will change, can change your life.
You see the chat.
No. So, and then never mind the rest of this craziness that's happened. What's it say?
Mike said, "It's a romantic story, but I'm not crying if this story ends up at the stabbing cabin."
Well, so the funny thing about that, like, then Nat and I get married, right?
Well, then,
My-
didn't her father almost have a premonition that she would be with the?
Oh yeah, that was like in 2015 before she ever met me.
Can you tell
Permission that
that
she'd be
one?
with some crazy American.
So
Specific though.
so
very
she
specific.
had a boyfriend who was Dutch from the Netherlands.
This is before
And
Gene.
yeah, before me. And he sent her, he kind of paid for the trip for her to go see her dad. She hadn't seen her dad for a while. He was in Kazakhstan. She's in Latvia. He's like, "Well, I'll pay for your trip to go there or whatever." So she went. So while she was there, her dad said to her, "So how's your CIA boyfriend?" And she's like, "I don't have a CIA boyfriend. I'm,
That's awesome.
And he's like, "No, The CIA, the American, the CIA guy, I sent him to you.
Weird, right?
2015.
And so this guy's what, Dutch and not in the CIA, obviously.
Correct.
Very opposite of what he's saying. And
But her
I find
dad
that
was
to be
like-
fucking, and I
Her,
heard that
her
story
dad
from
was
them.
like confused. He didn't understand because as far as he
Almost
was
the
like
timeline.
he's
He's living in a different now.
Oh shit! Maybe it was a different time. Yeah. Well, he was the fucking
No.
UFO guy that's messing with shit.
He's getting
Maybe
his
he-
now
no, maybe he
so
confused.
he's
saw it.
like I sent this guy to you. How did
How did he send you to?
I don't- she, again, she thinks he's just fucking drunk and talking bullshit.
How we? But maybe he's.
And this was
now
2015
confused.
before you guys got together. When did you guys get together?
2017.
2017. Yeah.
It's 2 years later.
2 years off.
Huh.
That's a big gap, man.
And how long did her father? Was he alive? You met? Was he alive when you were with her?
Yeah, so I never met him we met like over video.
Okay,
So,
okay, but
like
okay.
3
So then, what did he
times.
ever say about? And then she's dating a CIA boyfriend.
Well, then it was all taken
So,
care
but
of.
here's the twist.
Okay.
I was still within the window of my clearances
So you were still actually on
where
the job.
I wasn't talking about any of that. It was just I did global security in oil and gas. Now, like
Oh.
Nat went to work
Right.
Nat went to work. When she started working, there was a guy from Nigeria that she worked with and became friends with, and she said to him, or he said, "Oh, well, what's your husband doing?" She said, "Oh, he's retired now." And he said, "Well, what did he do?" And she said, "The job title that I taught her that I had." Oh, he was,
CIA.
because she's telling him, "Oh, my husband's been to Nigeria a ton of times." Well, what did he do? Oh, he worked for Shell. Well, what did he do at Shell? Oh, he was did geopolitical and transnational security risk management. And the Nigerian guy goes, "Oh, he was CIA." Right? And again, that same time period, 2017, this is when the whistleblower stuff started, the corporate whistleblowing started and the thing. So her dad was gone before I ever really put the CIA
Out there.
and named the agencies that I contracted with and stuff like that.
When did he pass away?
2019,
2019.
December 30th, 2019.
So 4 years. All right, wow, that's
And the
crazy.
mission had
2
been.
years.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, could he have been getting his nows confused?
Yeah. But
If
back
time
to the
is gone.
whistling Mike stabbing cabin thing. So the funny thing was, my two best friends, at the time they were married, right? So like they were living vicariously through me and my exploits. Natalia and I get married. Within a year, they're both divorced, right? So like one day, Natalia's like, she goes, "It's so sad that Mario and Shane are divorced now." And I was like, and she goes, "Oh yeah." She's like, "It's such a," she goes, "We got married and now Mario and Shane are divorced." She's like, "That's kind of sad." I know. And I go, "I know. Think about it. We all could have finally been single at the same time."
Fucked up. Mike said, "What month in 2015?" Let's see how weird this story gets for me.
What's that?
Mike said, "What month in 2015?" He wants to see how weird the story gets for him as well.
I don't know. I'll have to ask her. If there's relevance, I can ask her.
All right.
I just always
Or if
found
he's
that
just
to
trying
be
to be a ball buster.
super. That story always stuck out
That's
to
fucking
me.
crazy. As your CIA boyfriend.
That's when he told me that story. That was the one that kind of one of the ones that sealed it for me.
Yeah.
Sealed like some sort of deal in my head. I was like, I gotta see what this is all about because
Yeah.
it had been a long line of synchronicities.
Did her father have
year.
any type of any weird shit? Like, is her father able? Do you know if her father had any type of abilities? Foresight?
So listen,
He clearly had something in him.
all I knew of him until all of this, and really all Natalia knew of him. He was a brilliant guy. He was a fucking drunk. He used to say all sorts of shit that people just thought he was crazy. He used to, so for instance, somebody had sort of evaluated, the work, his works, what I was doing, these connections that I was making, and Somebody with a scientific background. And they said, yes, people can make the argument that, you know, something could just be the normal progression of this field of science by many people. But that becomes less and less because it's not just one thing, it's 14 things. You
Yeah.
know? It's 4 things here, it's 14 things here. That is beyond coincidence, da 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 da. And the way, so this guy told me this, and then I said it to Nat. We were driving. We were coming from BJ's, in fact. And
Sure you were.
she's like, what? She's like, oh, what did he say? I go, he said to me that we either have to believe that this information made its way somehow, the knowledge was transferred into the United States government somehow, and that's how it appears. He said it's either that, or I go, or he said your father was a prophet. He's like, those are the only 2 options.
And you don't have to say who, but
Yeah.
there is a lab that has requested the work several times to dig into.
As they say, it informs areas that they are heavily invested in.
I can't get enough.
So when I said that to her, when I said, yeah, he said, either this had to have happened or your dad's just a prophet, right? And she stopped and she goes, you know, he used to say he was a prophet. He used to say someday people are going to realize I was a prophet.
Oh.
But again, drunk talk, you know, drunk talk. So
Yeah,
it's
but-
like,
People that are crazy often, people that are not deemed crazy, maybe that's the wrong, perceived
Right.
crazy. It's not until later you realize
That
that
they were
maybe they
gifted.
were ahead of their
Yeah,
time.
they had gifts. Like, look at Tom DeLonge.
Tesla, they all
Tom-
call
Right.
them crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they were just way ahead of their time
Yep.
and the comprehension of the normal average person. So the way we see it's
right. And you know, and again, and he's not around. She's being informed by, you know, others and things like that to, you know, form opinions and stuff like that. So it was, you know, like never any doubt he was a brilliant guy academically and professionally, but, you know, essentially his idealism and, you know, the fall of the Soviet Union broke him. You know, that was very much the first few, you know, year kind of picture, but it's like the more and more I'm like, no, it's so much more than that. It's so much more
Yeah.
complex. But again, you know, I mean, just to bring it back around to, you know, to talk about that fate, destiny, you know, the universe aligning things. Is it the universe aligning things, or is it people who have the skill set to manifest the connections that
Right.
need to be connected?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were all of the same mindset of get off your ass and go do something. That's what we did.
Right. And, you know, and so that's why I kind of sit here now and I'm like, so if it comes into my head and I feel like I need to go, then I got to do it and I've got to see it through. You know, much like, as much as I hate him, that fucking Bashar guy, you know, he channels, there's the guy who channels Bashar, the
so
guy from
yeah,
the Galactic Empire.
there's a guy
or
that,
the
that channels
Federation.
an alien,
Excuse me?
and the alien's name is Bashar. He's like a
Ever seen him?
He's a Twitter guy?
No, he's all over the place guy.
Oh, no, I don't
I'll
know.
look it up.
But
I got
one of the frequent videos that it shows, some kids ask him, "Oh, Bashar, what's the, you know, secret to life or some shit like that?" And he says something to the effect of, when you do something, like do something you love, and when you do it without expectation of an outcome.
right. But yeah, you
Right.
should see him actually channel the alien. He goes into like this, like
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does.
yeah.
It's not like the other
Got a butt
woman
plug
who.
up his ass.
Have you seen the other woman who does
It's
like?
turned
the-
up high.
Have you seen the woman? There's another woman who does it,
No, I didn't see any
and
of it.
so she sits there and
They're all in contact.
yeah, and so her thing is like, you know, so the host is like, you know, oh, can you channel it now? Yeah, I'll channel it now, and she's like, hello, I am the Galactic Federation representative that is here for you. And
Wait, this is what she does for real?
I am here to. No, I'm doing it right now. I'm channeling the Galactic
Oh,
Federation guy.
okay.
She just happens to do the same
The
thing.
same exact thing.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
So which Galactic Federation being is with us?
Switching back.
I don't. I need to switch back.
sorry.
Right.
All right.
And yes, I am here to bring you this message. And the message is you should not be assholes. And we are concerned about the environment, and we are concerned about your nuclear weapons, and you should be nicer to one another, and you should love yourself, and you should do all the things that
Okay, all
we're
right,
telling
we get
you
it, yeah.
you should do,
Thank you, Johnny Alien.
and you can. And
What was his name?
was it Johnny?
Joey the Alien?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah.
He's channeling Joey the Alien.
Oh, Joey the Alien.
Yeah, Joey the Alien. That was Joey.
Isn't that like dissociative identity disorder?
Who?
Person channel
Clearly.
No.
Clearly.
No. They actually.
They
I mean,
actually do it.
They,
They're
Yes.
actually doing it.
They're
They're actually
linked. They're
channeling-
Can't believe you
one
haven't.
with Xenu from
there's a
Klaatu.
whole movie
Because then
about
there's
it.
that.
I
There's that
literally
other.
never seen
There's
it, too.
the blonde chick, probably a single mother, who is
You got a number?
who like
You got a number?
astral projects
We've devolved in this interview.
who astral projects
And that's the show, folks.
to the moon. Like she astral projects to the conference room
Does she? Yeah.
on the moon with the Galactic Federation.
Right.
Okay, you
Inside
lost me
the
at the
moon.
last part there. You lost me at the last part there, but
You know, it's funny. We're mocking her. It's like, it's actually true. You know what I mean?
no, I know. But
But
I'm
see,
not
this
wrong.
is something I've said to Ty
I
before,
know. Fuck
that
that.
if there is a Galactic Federation, then better they stay away, right? Because
Yeah.
everything I'm learning about the Galactic, so this woman who, is able to astral project met an alien in the other realm, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to a conference at the conference center that's inside the moon?" And she's like, "Yeah, cool." And she went, and there were
And then zip.
there were physical beings there. There were other astral projected beings there and stuff like that.
Oh, so wait, did he physically take her to the moon or she astral projected?
she astral projected to the moon.
Sure she did.
So she's in the moon. So she's
Inside
in
the
the
moon.
astral realm. One more time. She's in the astral realm. She meets a guy. He's like, "Yo, you want to go to a conference inside the moon?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yes.
And he brings her there, and it's the Galactic Federation meeting, and blah blah blah. So this is why I'm saying, if there is a Galactic Federation, better they stay away, because their people are like trolling the astral realm for random chicks and bringing them into what's supposed to be the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
it's the
sacred.
equivalent of like Majestic 12 is having, a secret meeting at the Bohemian Grove, and somebody went to 7-Eleven and saw a blonde chick and was like, "Hey, you want to come to my secret meeting out at Bohemian Grove?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay."
Next thing you know, she's on the menu.
And she, you know,
no. She's leading the charge.
right, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're here. Well, go back and tell everybody else about what we're doing here at Bohemian Grove."
Yeah, it's.
And she's like, "Okay."
This is the part of the community that frustrates a lot of people. Of course, naturally, right?
With the cuckoo birds. No offense.
No,
No, fine.
There's room for everybody.
you go to
You got
these
cuckoo birds.
conferences that aren't in the moon, the ones that are like at.
Denny's in fucking Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like West
Yeah.
Haven, Connecticut. Like,
Yeah,
calm
yeah.
down,
No,
bro.
well,
We're in Connecticut. Calm
Waffle
down.
House.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
You teleport into Waffle House.
Right.
In the
Right, right.
closet, yeah.
Right.
The mop closet brings you to it.
Right.
Actually, have you heard that theory about like they say it's at like the Holiday Inn or something,
What?
where at every Holiday Inn or insert hotel here. I don't know. I might be getting the hotel wrong, but at every Marriott, there's a closet that's a portal. Like that's a real story. That's why
Well,
they
I'm
all
staying
look
at a
the same.
Marriott, so I'm going to find
Well,
out.
again, I don't know if I have the hotel right, but like
Well, my luck, I'm in the fucking room with the portal.
But again,
there's
and,
so many people in this community.
and for the people that want to be like, "Oh my God, they're just sitting there making fun of people." No,
I'm
we're
not.
I'm
No,
just
I'm
sort
not.
of I'm just sort of proving it doesn't take anything beyond what I just did to
to
say,
become a celebrity in this field.
well, not even
No,
to become
it
a
really
celebrity, but to say that I did it, right? So you can sit there and say, "Oh, I was mocking." No, I wasn't. So just to clarify, I was not mocking anybody. I was actually channeling Jim the alien,
Okay.
tentacle that controls
Tone from Bayonne.
Yes.
right. And
Yes.
just to clarify, there is now just as much evidence that I can channel Jim the alien that controls time
As her.
as anybody else has ever produced.
It's fair.
So don't criticize me and say I'm making fun of anybody, because I'm telling you, I was doing it. Show me the evidence
That you weren't.
that I wasn't.
And that's a real big problem with this
Right.
community is that there's so much. It's like we're on the edge of we're on the precipice of like the cutting edge, right?
I didn't look at anything. Can they hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Gene, say what you want. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Say what you want.
It's back. I think.
Good. Now it's back. Now I'm just not going to talk.
Yep.
And,
And that's how it went.
and that's all I have to say about that.
Man, that was the most profound speech I've ever heard you say, Gene.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you all got a lot out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone talk, please. God damn it.
No, I just got criticized for talking. I'm not going to talk.
No, we're going to make an uncomfortable silence now. Just stare at you awkwardly. Are you done yet?
If only that they could see how many wires are everywhere right now.
It's like a spider web. Look, Spider-Man was through here.
By the
Right.
way, did you see Fauci testify?
Yep.
What do you guys think of that?
I played the fifth.
Pretty cool.
5.
No, but seriously, what do you guys
1,
think
2,
of
3, 4, 5.
What was he going to do? I think it was funny.
I'd have more
was
respect for
entertaining.
someone if they were just like, I'm a monster.
You mean to tell the truth then?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I
I'm a
murdered people in the
monster who
80s.
wants to enrich himself. I have a presidential pardon that's backdated conveniently to 2014 when gain of function research started in Wuhan.
Yeah, I mean when the emails are written
Conveniently. Yeah.
to Epstein.
And I'm a monster and I eat kids.
I mean, we'll see.
I have more respect for that.
We'll see. You know, it's funny. I was in the military. There was a guy I worked with who was a dog tag wearing Satanist, and
Sounds kind of
that was his religion on his dog tag, Satanist. And he used to tell stories like about, being in Korea and freezing condoms and having the girls stick the frozen condoms up his bahoo.
I'm saying, do we
His?
need to beep something
And,
here?
and
Up his?
ties.
Yes. No.
Right. this
No,
guy.
your guy,
Yeah.
your male friend, your male friend.
Yeah. and-
Not Gene.
Not me.
Okay.
And that he used to,
Good to know.
and that he'd
Totally
he'd
different.
want to be slapped in his
Yeah.
nuts with the same spoon that his Kool-Aid was stirred with. And
So you like Kool-Aid? What flavor?
stuff like that.
Why
Stuff.
can't we
What's
just
your
say he
favorite
was interesting?
What I'm
he had
saying is
sexual interests
he-
that were
This
unnormal.
this was like he had Plumpers porn magazine mailed to the squadron.
Plumpers?
Yeah.
Like big girls or big boys?
As he would describe them, he wants to pull
I'm gonna
down
get
he
canceled.
wants to pull their panties down to the floor and their ass still be in them.
Ooh, what are we doing here?
Right.
Wonderful. This is the after show, right?
So this is this guy.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
So one day we're sitting at lunch, but I got him. It was shtick,
Yeah.
but everybody believed every word he said, kind of thing. And my kids used to come to the squadron, and he was like he used to like put them on the forklift, and scary Uncle Steve. We used to call
Oh
him.
yeah, he's quite scary.
So one day we're at lunch and I said something like, there was some event going on and somebody's like, "Oh, you going?" And no, I can't find a babysitter. And I was like, "Oh, I got one." They're like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Steve's gonna babysit."
Uncle Steve from Opie and
Scary
Anthony?
Uncle Steve's gonna babysit. And everybody, like the lieutenant, like looked at me. He's like, "Tell me you're joking." And I said to him, "Listen, at least I know where Steve stands. If I come home and the kids haven't had something horrible to them, it's a win. But at least I know what at least I know what to expect going in there.
Steve's on the surface.
At least Steve is transparent about who Steve is and
Right.
what Steve would do."
Steve's not secretly doing horrific things to my children. Like I know Steve jokes
I was
around, but he's
open
not
about
a
it.
he's not a creep.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you're missing the point. He's
No, I
open
get it.
about
Yeah, I get it.
Right. It's that idea of
Not in the closet.
So,
hiding.
but do you think that's something?
that I'm making a decision based on knowing exactly all the information.
You know what you're getting.
As
Right.
opposed to most people that are much different on the surface than they are underneath,
Right.
Right.
Do you think that there's any chance that Fauci spends time in prison?
No.
I don't think so. Either.
No,
Really?
because he's gonna squeal like a fucking pig, and if he goes down, he's taking everybody with him. Now, what I would like to see, I would like to see all the text messages he's got their hands on. I would really love to see what was being said in those messages.
Why I think this is important to talk about is because the history books aren't going to write this.
No, the history is gonna be.
No,
it's gonna
right.
tell bullshit.
It's going to say that he was a hero.
Yep,
We
100%.
talked about earlier about how people need a leader. They need someone to follow. People were scared. They didn't know where or when they were going to be able to go out. The government was
Yeah,
clamping down.
but think about it this way, right? Who
People
was
look to him.
who was the doctor that led the Spanish flu response?
I don't know. Is a name?
Yeah. Who was
I
the
don't
doc-
remember exactly.
This
Okay.
is what history will remember about Fauci.
You don't think he was doing
It,
like
it depends on who's telling the story and how they tell the story. You know what I mean? Like they're still lying about everything. That what kills me is this happened 6 years ago, and all the SHOT stuff happened less than 6 years ago, and people pretend like it was 30. And like I'm like, bro, it's all documented what you
Right.
fucks did. You all lied. Every single one of you lied, and and it was the biggest case of Operation Mockingbird in our faces so blatant that I've ever seen in my life, and it's crazy that no one sees what was going on.
Yep.
You look at every channel. Like my wife and I were watching like old DVR stuff.
Like news clips, and they all say the same exact thing.
Yeah, but not news clips. We were just watching TV shows. And in between with the like we had DVR shit from like a while ago we just never watched. We caught back up on it. And like watching those goddamn commercials are so depressing. Everybody was going to die. Everything was death. Death, 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 death. It didn't matter what it was, the numbers, the death, the death, the death, the death. Why? 2020 election. That's what I think.
Right, of course.
To get Trump out of office and set that new world order ablaze. You had Brazil with a weird election, Spain and Portugal with weird elections, the United States with a really weird election, and the list just keeps going on and on. Canada as well. It's crazy, and people just can't see it because they're told what to believe.
Yeah.
With Operation
Do you guys think
Mockingbird.
that? Do you guys think that COVID? Shit. Do you guys think that it was a vice grippiner? Do you think that the government or that certain people knew that it wasn't as dangerous as
Yes.
they were making it out to be, and that they
Yeah.
were using this to take? Because just like with the Patriot Act, because this is what people are saying. I don't have a stance on this either way, but what people are saying is that they used it and spiked the
Yes, okay.
spiked the scare
Yeah,
to take control.
I'll explain it.
Never waste a crisis.
You're right. Never. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Obama's favorite thing. Never let a crisis go to waste.
Right.
So you had them
Again,
using.
I do not believe this. Just to say, I'm neutral.
This is my theory. You had them, and it's not my theory; it's the truth. You had people dying of car accidents, getting decapitated, and if their head was swabbed and they happen to have COVID, they got marked as a COVID death. That's the absolute goddamn truth. Early on in the thing, I'm a first responder. I didn't miss a day of work during it, except for when I actually got COVID a year into it. I went to work every day, and we were on the front line seeing this shit every single day. And in the early days, the ivermectin, the hydrochloroquine, the zinc, and the azithromycin was the cocktail to give. The doctors even said it.
Right.
And then as soon as Trump went on TV and said it,
Right.
all of a sudden it was
gonna
banned.
be the
Why?
opposite.
You ask
But it's
why?
the same
Because
thing like with gun control, right? So the number, so they talk about this increase in child deaths due to firearms, right? There's an increase in child deaths due to firearms because they raised the definition of a child from 16 to 22.
right. And the statistics, and they're not.
they don't tell you
they're-
that
Yeah,
part.
and they're not.
Right,
Yeah, and they're-
they don't tell you that part. So again, it's all the National Endowment for the Arts has always been about $165 million, right? And that gets distributed to the states.
Right.
What they started doing was when it looked like when the Democrats have control of the budget and it looks like they're going to lose the White House or there is a Republican in the White House, the Democratic Congress, House and Senate would double the amount of the National Endowment for the Arts to over $300 million.
So that way they could play with the money.
And no. So that then when it got to the president would cut it back to $165 million.
Ask for more.
And let's say they're okay.
So they would take the victory lap of saying,
Look what we did.
we raised, we've doubled the amount of the National Endowment for the Arts. Aren't we good? And if they didn't get elected on it, then they would cut it, and the president cuts it.
And
Then
you
they
have
could
an
say,
easy a scapegoat. Yeah.
he's going after the arts. They don't care.
That's what
And
they.
he's
That's what they're
just
doing
putting
now.
it
Yeah.
back to where it's always
Where it's
been.
went. Yeah. But again, you don't have the media telling you the absolute truth, and
Right.
that's once again where Operation Mockingbird comes in, and it's ridiculous. But people are stupid, and they believe what they see and are told, because the talking box said so.
We'll probably wrap up this. I think we're having a problem with one of the cameras. Dude, what the fuck are you? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here.
We haven't had these problems for a while. Man.
I don't sense anything in this room, and the fact that the dog's laying here in a nap, I don't think anything's going. But I don't know. I can't feel anything.
I mean, I just changed the battery in it.
And it's dead already.
I'm not on air.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not. That's gonna impact the numbers.
That's gonna.
Um,
Avi Loeb is the what of UAPs? Avi Loeb is the Fauci of UAPs. Whistling Mike.
good Mike, good one. Just put it back on me. So we have the interview with Lenville this weekend coming up. Super excited. If anyone does have, if anyone's a member and they want to get a last minute question submitted, Gene, can you want to change your own battery? There's another battery right there.
There we go. Hi, Lorraine. My wife's in the chat. What's up, baby girl? V, you have something following you. Yeah, I know. But it's definitely in this studio. But I don't think it's in this room at this moment. It's definitely out there. When I walked in, I
There's
felt it.
also when
Hmm?
I could have grabbed a battery that was dead though by accident. Because there was a couple that was in, that were
Aren't
in
they
there.
plugged in, though?
No,
how are they
there
losing-
was one that I that
No,
was
no,
in
no. I
there
mean,
that
right
was
now.
dead.
Isn't it plugged into power right now?
No, that's plugged into the camera switcher.
Oh, okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we were.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a
We
topic.
were. But we have the interview with Lenville Logan this weekend.
Mhm.
You came by for that.
Yep.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. I can't wait. Out. Face the label out. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. I set up this room. Jesus Christ, I can't watch this struggle.
Yeah.
There's
Don't,
a, well, 'cause
yeah,
you're gonna
Gene,
break
Gene,
a
by all means,
fucking
don't use two
$8,000
hands.
Camera.
Definitely struggle with the one.
You're holding a. Okay.
And he's bending over.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
bro,
holding
there's
a lit
no way he could have done
fucking
that
Cigarette.
6 weeks ago.
Oh, I was more concerned about the
The
very
lit cigarette?
expensive camera he's hanging over.
With the liquid.
With liquid and a lit cigarette. Yeah. No biggie.
Okay, he's back on.
Yeah.
Crotch cam.
So, I literally put duct tape on this, and we threw this together, kind of technical wise, last minute. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out a way to wire this room a little bit better.
Veto proof the
But
room.
yeah, I'll veto proof it. But sorry for any of the issues that might have arisen during. Audio is pretty good, except for that one moment. So, yeah, no, it was important to me to have everyone on camera tonight. Gene's usually behind it.
That's a nice little
And,
setup. It's different.
Yeah, it was different. I actually like sitting in here. We just got to figure out a way to kind
I
of.
usually just nap.
Taller chairs, please.
Yeah, we kind of
Taller
gotta figure out.
couches.
What
Yo,
the
actually, if
plan's
you could
gonna
get the
be.
couches that like the same ones that you got out there, you get 4 of them in here. That's
Yeah,
fucking tight.
that feels a little bit. I thought the couches would feel nice, like it'd be a little bit more
It's
like.
because they're low. That's what it is.
These are very low.
Yeah.
So
Being a
definitely
big
have to
goon.
change that. But we'll be on with Lenville this weekend. It will not be live. This is the first time we've ever done a live show at the Camera Switchers too.
Yo,
So
would you
I
do a
expected
live interview
train
like that?
wreck.
Would you do a live interview?
No.
No.
Not for the podcast, no.
No.
He had so much faith in you.
No, not even no. Not even
Alright.
not a chance.
I would 100% do a live interview. I think that's fucking dope.
Not a chance.
I
But
like live.
Yeah.
yeah, I like to be able to present a good product, and
No. I
when
get what
things
you're
like this
saying. No, for
happen,
sure you do.
I like to be able to get that out of there.
But I'm saying it'd be cool and different to have them live. But no,
The
I get
last
it.
4 episodes, I will say though, it kind of got off without a hitch. Seems like we were hitting our groove as a unit. So kind of sucks that this, like, the unit's gonna be kind of split up tomorrow or Saturday. So, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. It's gonna be a good time. Can't wait to have Lenville here and you know, get to kind of diagnose. You know, I've heard his story. I watched the interview you did with him. I watched him on Rogan.
Oh, you did watch it?
Yep.
Nice.
He watches your stuff.
I watched it. I watched every interview that I could find with Lenville. The one he did with Rogan. A lot of the interviews he was doing for the program, so you can see him just kind of like focusing on that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I have a lot of technical questions and questions that I think not a single person's asked him on air yet.
Really?
Um,
Even me? Wow, because I asked a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of technical
Oh, yeah, go for it.
questions that
Awesome.
I do not think have been asked yet. So I think this is going to be a really fun episode. So everyone will be able to tune in. It'll be out this Monday. Thank you,
Let's
everyone.
keep my mic available for that one.
Yeah.
We'll break the fourth wall.
So with that, Vito, where can people find you?
Vito UFO 76 for the UFO stuff and ghost stuff and paranormal stuff. And if you like retro gaming, it's the Perfect Storm Gaming at YouTube. But if you just go to my X, or if you go to my YouTube and click my LinkedIn, all of not LinkedIn, my link tree, every single site that we're on is on there, and I'm everywhere like God and Jesus. That's the truth. I'm on every app.
Like God and baby Jesus.
You like that, don't you?
Did you call himself Jesus?
I'm everywhere like God and Jesus. I'm all over. I'm all knowing.
All right, Vito.
Bless you, my son.
No, he already did that last week.
I should hear that.
Gene, you got the new Black Grove. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name.
Yes. Yo, he's been doing some good shit on
Black
there, too.
Grove, right?
Black Grove. Black
Oh, I
Grove.
did have it right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Black Grove
Coffee.
Globalrisk.com. Actually, everything's migrated there, including all of the Engineering Infinity.
Yes.
So even if I had the old engineeringinfinitybook.com link, that will bring you to the works in the archive. That is all now under Black Grove. Yeah, and so we are doing, as I say, the unsexy part of the UAP discussion, which is following the money and the people and the legislation, and breaking down what the true motivations are of everything that's happening.
So if you subscribe and join as a founding member, I think right now you get a little care package. Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, I caution everybody. This is designed for financial analysts,
Nerds.
for C-suite, board member level individuals who have a focus on their business sectors and financial markets, and things like that. Because this is what I say, that you don't need to believe in UAP, you don't need to believe in aliens, you don't need to believe in the Galactic Federation or anything. The fact is, the government is structuring, building architecture within the systems and implementing changes because of this that are already beginning to show ripple effects that people should be prepared for, whether they're doing business with the government or not. So it's very much a risk management type thing.
Yeah.
So if you
I like
expect
it.
them to go there and get the woo, and yes, and so it's a subscription is priced accordingly as other business risk management entities. But yeah, we do offer a lot of very cool swag.
No, you're following the money, which is pretty cool.
There's a
Yeah, as I
No
say, you
one's
said
doing
it's
that.
unsexy,
yeah.
but the results are
That
good.
is sexy
So everyone's
because
gonna want that
it's
result
paper
when
trail.
it comes finally,
Hell yeah.
right? Once
Yeah.
the work's done, it's sexy. It's not sexy doing it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it'll be you know what it'll be is, again, it's like any market, right? The early adopters are the ones who make out.
Yeah. People
so,
that invested in Apple,
right, and
Microsoft.
so
yeah.
if you are positioned, you know, if you are an existing company that's positioned yourself in anticipation of the changes, then your company is going to do better. If you are looking to enter the world, enter this market, this new market that's developing, now's the time to start understanding
I agree.
what's going on.
Know your playing field.
You know, and it's not unreasonable to do it because it is the reason all of these people are doing everything that's going on.
100%. Couldn't agree more, my man. Can't wait to have you guys back. Can't wait to do this again. We have a big fun weekend ahead of us still. So, with that being said, everyone, Logan, do you have anything to plug? No.
If anyone
nothing.
wants to send a belly rub,
Yeah, you guys want to send a. You guys want
Right.
to send. If by the way, if that's how I can get some super chats, maybe.
that's right.
If you guys want to send
$99
a.
belly rubs.
Got to put him on camera.
Oh, come here. Come here, Bubba. Come here. Come here. Come here. So, if anyone wants to send Logan a treat, you can send us a super chat or become a member and help us pay for his pay for his bully sticks that he lost.
And,
His
and I
paranormal
listen,
activity.
and I learned tonight that if Logan were a human, he would need glasses.
Yes.
And I don't think any dog should be without glasses.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Logan with
He's like one of
glasses?
those kids in Africa.
So sports.
I can't see.
I
No,
can't see.
Don't mock me. I can't see.
What's the Celine Dion song playing in the background? Don't sing it because we'll get taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arms of an Angel.
Yeah, that one's playing.
Sarah McLaughlin.
With
Oh.
with Logan looking.
Oh,
like
with the
that.
dog. Yeah.
Right.
Just 99 cents a day.
99
A day.
cents can save
This
him
Can
from
save
not-
Logan.
This
Fr-
poor
save him
blind
from not-
dog.
not eating ever because he
Right.
eats great. But stay humble, stay kind, stay vigilant. We'll see you on Monday.
DeVito and I get kisses.
Later.
I think it's probably no.
Are we still live?
Yeah, because she probably doesn't know how to end it, do you?